Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. The Game Tavern is now open for business. Find a spot at the bar, order yourself a drink, and enjoy tonight's entertainment of Jurassic World Evolution 2. But that, but that's not all. Today is also going to be something of a pseudo podcast with two of my good buddies, Justin
Heyo.
and Hunter.
Do. Nah, just kidding. Hi, guys.
Just insert the Windows crash sound of this getting copyright struck.
Ding, ding, ding. No, even better. Just the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death sound effect.
Who that?
Hey, what?
New phone. Who this?
Uh,
I never get to use that joke with friends.
Well, all right then.
Hi, Red.
Special guest star.
Special
Hey.
but unknown. Special but unknown guest star.
unknown. I was literally on his stream last night.
Well, I didn't see it, so therefore it didn't happen.
Oh, you missed. You missed a bunch of shit last night.
Dude, when it comes to Genshin, I am literally fully aware what's going on.
Yeah, that was fun. Just all the gears that ended up turning in Tom's mind that entire stream.
Wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
Hey, by the way, Tom, how long was that stream?
Oh, a little
5
over 3.5
hours.
hours.
Yeah, it ended at in my time zone, it ended at 2 in the morning.
Holy shit.
3 in the morning for literally everybody else in the stream.
Yeah.
Jesus. Holy shit,
Apparently
dude.
on this server, I'm the only one who lives in the Chicago time zone. Everybody else was on the fucking East Coast. Meanwhile, on
Blame me. Blame me. Blame geography.
yeah. Meanwhile, on the other servers that Hunter and I are a part of, he's the odd one out.
Oh, no. Don't do this to me now, OBS.
What was wrong?
We had a frame drop, but it's stabilizing now.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
because it says stream paused on my end.
Well,
same.
that's because I was alt-tabbed out to
Okay.
check.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, let me just check my audio. A little quiet, so I'm going to turn it up a tad. So, I guess we can just... Actually, do we show Hunter and Red the work we've done on your park, or do we just make something new?
I think we
Why
could
not?
just.
Okay, those.
I don't know. What do you guys think? 'Cause I was thinking we could just do the movie park we were talking about, and then
I'm gay.
maybe
I'm
if we
game.
want-
All right.
Maybe if we want, we can. Okay. Wait, game for what?
For a new park.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sandbox, we go.
If there's time afterwards, we can.
I mean, to be fair, we're mostly just going to be shooting the shit anyway.
Yeah.
Do the new Blar.
Isla Nublar.
By the way, sorry for the jump scare. I'm showing up unannounced.
It's fine.
Don't step on my line, asshole. That's a Brandon Tennell reference, folks. I was just making a reference. And only Justin will get it.
I kind of like the BIOS in the Sanctuary because the foliage there you can actually see the dinos through.
I mean, fair.
Here, but this is meant to celebrate Jurassic June as well as
I mean, we can literally build on any map and it's still Jurassic June. Ooh, we could build in the desert.
Deserts suck.
I
JP
hate
San Diego. Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
It's rough,
I'm going-
it's irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Danger
Thank you,
zone.
Hey, thank you, Red.
I was just gonna say something. Well, you mentioned San Diego. I was thinking,
Madagascar.
no, that was a South Park joke.
Oh.
Now I gotta. Now I have.
I'm gonna
Now I have to
get
compete with
you
Shamu
for
and his smug little grin.
Uh,
Now I need to ease my mind.
Uh.
I'm planting apple seeds and where the apples grow.
Oh, actually, I think I know what can help out the frame drops. I'm just gonna lower the screen share quality.
Okay.
all right.
Divided. Okay. Screen resolution. We'll bring that There we go. And
Hi, baby.
all right, I think we're just about to start to get to work. Just give me a second.
All right then.
Day-night cycle duration 20 minutes.
So, what map are we going with?
Eeny, meeny, miny, you.
I thought we agreed. San Diego. I thought we agreed this one.
I was just joking.
I know, it's all good. I was about to say, what happened to my option? No one cares.
Yeah, miracle if we can stay on topic for anything for more than like a minute.
Get
Welcome
off topic too.
PhD.
Shut up, Brad. You weren't even
yeah.
invited to this.
That was harsh. Damn. Now look what you did.
They'll be back. See, told you. I read.
Red, that's my bet. You can't steal that from me.
Your bit? Excuse me?
All right,
Off to
show me the trademark, bitch.
a really good start. This is. Mm.
Okay, we're not going to talk about Star Wars. We're going to talk about. Actually, I think we kind of got two trailers we can talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Two things.
There's a lot.
because
Dude, there's a
remember, we
lot
got-
to talk about. There's a lot to talk about.
We got
Jurassic Park.
two-
I mean, all I'm saying is Jurassic fans, y'all eating good this year.
Damn right we are.
Thanks.
we
Get
got
zoom tight.
movie,
Thank you.
Bless you, buddy.
and we got a new game coming out.
Right? Zoom tight.
Oh, look, there's a city.
Yeah, that's San Diego in the background.
A distinct lacking aroma of urine. Still don't know if that's pets or bums, but it's urine.
And I got tabbed out for a minute. I don't know why it does that randomly.
All right, let's see if I can remember how to play this damn game.
I
And there's me getting all tabbed out.
thought the smell was urine and desperation. I know that's
Damn.
LA, not San Diego.
Well, San Francisco is just literally shit. Like, to the point where somebody had to make an app called Crap Chat. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Are you for real?
Speaking
Yes.
of California, the National Guard got called on them.
Yeah, things are getting a little nuts, but I'm not really here to talk about any of that.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
we're-
Because no
Yeah,
matter
we're
what
not-
your opinion is on something on the internet, somebody's gonna want you dead.
Fair.
I mean, fair. Come on.
But all right.
But
now-
yeah, like next month we get Jurassic World Rebirth. In October, we're getting Jurassic World Evolution 3. It's a good time to be a fan right now.
Yes. Now, which of those should we talk about first?
I think we should
No.
definitely talk about the movie. Because I know we've been trying to do that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. So we got 2 trailers out. We got our teaser and our.
Well, we are. Okay, like, I think we could definitely say, like, we'll mostly be focusing on the main trailer. Because if I'm being honest, I think a lot of people can agree. Like, the teaser trailer, while it was okay, I don't hate it by any means. It also really didn't wow a lot of people. Because it's like, oh, you're making another one. But the second trailer has got people going, well, to quote Jontron, okay, now you have my attention.
Yeah, I guess that is a good way to put it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Either way, there's a lot to discuss because holy shit, like, I will say this, like, before we get into that, without getting into too many spoilers about the trailer. Based on the main trailer we just recently got itself, boys. Even if the story and the characters aren't 100% the greatest. That being said, I don't think they'll be god awful because it is a Gareth Edwards movie and the guy does really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's safe to say this is going to be a really fun, action-packed movie. Because we're seeing things that they're doing things in this movie we haven't seen in a Jurassic movie before.
Yeah. Well,
So
I don't know if action pack is the right word because I think we all can agree it looks like this one's going to lean more into horror.
I mean, I would say it's an action horror.
Which, by the way, one thing I learned, isn't like one of the characters in this movie going to be played by the guy who's going to be composing it?
Oh, that would be interesting. It'd be kind of like when John Williams made a fun little cameo in The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Wait, did he?
Yeah.
Huh.
I did not know.
Yeah, he had a brief cameo in the movie, and he had a bunch of Easter eggs referencing all the awards he gotten for the movies he's composed.
Neat.
Huh. You learn something new every day.
You want to know how crazy John Williams' resume is when it comes to composing movies? He literally lost
To
an
himself.
Oscar to himself. Yes. Yes, he did. He was nominated for both his work on Star Wars and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and Star Wars 1. So
What the fuck?
yeah, he literally lost an Oscar to
You gotta-
himself.
You got to connect it to the arrival point path.
Ah, for Christ's sake.
Well, remember, that's an expedition center, dude.
That's
not-
when you know you're
Oh.
good. Is when the only person who can beat you is you.
Yeah, I know,
Right?
right?
Hang on, I thought I.
There you go. That's an arrival point.
There.
There you go.
There.
But yeah,
That's better. Anyways, so I guess we'll start with. Okay, like this is like the only thing about the new movie that I kind of want to get off my chest real quick in terms of like stuff that I'm not really 100% sold on just yet.
Uh-huh.
And that's the fact that I'm really not too excited about the fact that this movie is once again taking place on an island.
yeah. If I understand, the whole sightsee thing was a concept they've been trying to do a movie, trying to like do for like years.
Oh yeah, that's been a thing since the JP3 days, it turns out.
Yeah.
There's even a book about sightsee.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I'm interested for Sightsee, but at the same time I feel like really we're doing the whole people running away from dinosaurs on an island thing again. I thought that was the whole point of why we did Fallen Kingdom, because we're trying to get away from that.
Apparently not.
See,
Considering people hated Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, you kind of see why they probably want to play it more safe this time.
Yeah, but I also think that that's also part of them though, man, because it's like when you play it safe, it's like you're not taking risks.
Well, okay, maybe playing safe is not exactly the right word to use. I think it's more like
They want to. It's more
going back to square one and seeing how people
what
react
sticks.
to it. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it is, and it's like, and I will admit that's like when they talk about like the recent article that was in damn, what's the name of that magazine? It's like a big movie magazine.
Entertainment Weekly?
No, something like that.
No, Empire? Was it Empire?
Yeah, the Empire. Yeah, it was the Empire article that they did like last month. It was, for the most part, I liked the article. I just didn't like the fact that like there were so many times where Frank Marshall, who's one of the producers on the movie, he was the one doing the interview with Empire, where he's pretty much like bonking Colin Trevorrow and like basically say, "Oh yeah, it was all his fault." I'm like, no, he literally did what you told him to do.
No. It's like, also, Frank, need we remember that you directed Congo?
Hey, to be fair, I actually like that movie. It's a guilty pleasure.
He said it, not me.
Hey, I'm honest.
If you're gonna accuse anyone of having bad taste,
hey now.
You're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
Sorry, I haven't been really chiming in so much. I've just been trying to cook up something.
Oh, you're good, man. Yeah, like I said, like I get why they're doing this. I just feel like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like it just feels like we're taking a few steps backward. Does that make any sense?
Maybe. Oh.
Like this. Like I've always said this, boys, and I'm just saying it now for the audience. It's like my thoughts on this. Like, I actually don't think Fallen Kingdom is a bad movie. It's not perfect, sure, but I didn't hate it. In fact, I'm willing to say, you know what? I'm in the minority that actually thinks this movie's kind of good.
Right.
Dominion, I'll freely admit, yeah, I was a little disappointed. Was I let down? Not particularly. Do I think it was the worst movie ever made? No. I've survived things.
Oh, yeah. No, you've only seen parts of things. I saw the whole movie.
I've seen the whole movie, too.
All right. Let's all put our bad movie dicks away.
No, seriously. People want to talk about bad movies. You try watching Things, and then you'll come back and apologize to Jurassic World Dominion. Like, you'll be like, you know what? You're okay. You're tolerable.
Yes.
Well,
My OCD is fucking screaming right now. But I need this to look as natural as possible. I need this to look as natural as possible because I'm cooking up something special.
Okay.
well, today's the day I find out whose OCD is worse, Tom's or Hunter's.
Mine's probably way worse, let's be honest. You've seen how I am.
Remember, we're basically.
I saw you take
Brad.
10 one time, then finish an enclosure.
Just remember, Tom, we're basically doing all movie species.
Oh, I know. And you know what? I have something cathartic for this since we're starting out with the all movie species.
Going by
Where
order
are
and
ya,
like.
you big bastard. No, what? Fuck, I didn't mean to do that quick.
Tony,
Let's cancel it.
Tony, you need to slow down.
Just.
See, I told. Image of barricade this police car mode. See, I told you police were evil. I told you.
There we go.
That's a joke. Wait,
do
what?
I'm gonna create 3 brachiosaurs. One with the Jurassic Park 1 skin, one
Can
with
I
the Jurassic Park 3 skin. I'm just making suggestions here. The other was
He's
the
got a
Jurassic
point,
Park.
actually. He's got a point, actually. 1993. Synthesize. Do, 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 do. I actually recently finished a comm with Brachiosaurus.
All right, so.
Well, I had a commission done for me, I should say.
Oh yeah. You oh yeah, you showed me that.
Decided to basically go with like the style of like JP1 and Fallen Kingdom, but with the colors of JP3.
Let's make this a big old river.
Oh, that's something I really hope we get to do in Evolution 3 is make rivers. That'd
Yeah,
be
we'll get
cool.
to that later.
Because this is going to be a cohabitated enclosure, a little smaller than the like huge ones Justin have I done for cohabitating herbivores, but I want to add a little pizzazz because I have a method. So, all right, now don't help me out here, boys. Let my brain do brain things.
We're working on that. Anyone else want to talk about what they thought about the Rebirth trailer?
Like you said, Justin, I definitely like the fact. I really am digging the fact that this is more leaning into horror.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are not happy with the whole mutant dinosaur thing, but I'm like, let's actually let this play out and see where they go with it before we cast judgment.
I mean, technically, all the dinosaurs we've seen from the Jurassic Park are mutants.
I mean, you're not wrong. They're all technically geneticians to a degree.
All right, so
Are you trying to do like the old Warner? Are you trying to do the old Warner Brothers opening music?
No, I'm just yammering. I'm just yammering random shit so I can concentrate.
You want us to be quiet?
No. This is supposed to be half podcast. So I'm letting you guys do this while I just unfortunately am not very good at talking while I work.
Right.
No, I feel
Well, anyway.
I can't even say I whistle while I work because I can't even whistle.
So anyway, anyone want to talk about what they think about the dinosaurs we see in the Rebirth trailer?
Oh, I think dude. I'm gonna be honest. That T-Rex design, I think my top 3 favorite T-Rex designs in the franchise. Obviously, number 1 will always be Rexy, because classic.
I mean,
Second,
if you ask me, that T-Rex has been bulking. God damn.
Yeah, the T-Rex in Rebirth, holy shit! Like, I love that they kind of made it chunky.
Yeah. Speaking of the T-Rex, should we speak about the kind of highlight of the trailer?
Oh yeah, for sure. The river raft scene.
Yes. Basically, was it Hunter? I think it was you that told us that Gareth Edwards said he wouldn't do the movie unless they allowed him to do that river raft scene.
Well, it's not that he didn't want to do the movie without doing that. It's just he's like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I really want to do that scene. And they were like, cool.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. That scene is like one of the coolest scenes in the book.
Agreed.
Like, so for those that don't know, in the original Jurassic Park novel by Michael Crichton, which, by the way, if you haven't read that book, please go and do it. It's really good. Anyway, around the midpoint of the book, there's a point where Grant and the kids have to get on a raft and try to make their way downriver to save time to get back to the visitor center, and they get chased by the older T-Rex.
Yeah.
And it's a really harrowing scene.
Yeah, because there were 2 T-Rexes in the book. There was the adult and the sub-adult.
Which is used for added resonance in its vocalizations and to regulate its body temperature.
Yeah.
By the way, Tom, while we're doing this, I'm also playing Jurassic World Evolution 1. I figured I'd get in the mood.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, Hunter, I just sent you something that you
Good
might
night.
be interested in.
By the way, I hope you guys are. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm recreating the first dinosaurs we ever met on screen. Yeah, I know. Technically, it was a Velociraptor, but they hid it for most of that scene, so it don't count.
I moved again.
yeah. Yeah, because technically we don't really give good.
No, I
look at
agree. The
Velociraptors
first
in
full
full.
the first dinosaur we see in full is the Brachy.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the end of the movie.
Uh,
To be fair, Spielberg said that was 100% intentional, since they're basically kind of the antagonists of the movie.
Yep.
Right.
Anyway, I really love the new T-Rex design. I love that. I love that it's massive. Like, it looks like he's that thing is juiced, son.
Yeah. Maybe not Hank levels of thick, but still. It's a big
I
boy.
do kind of like. Yeah, I kind of like that they're kind of throwing a little bit of paleo accuracy, but still giving it that Jurassic flair.
Yeah.
Yeah. In other
Especially.
words, not quite as shrink wrapped.
Yeah.
You like the
But yeah.
Do you like the shot it shows of the T-Rex swimming under the water before it surfaces?
Dude, I just love how it's when it starts chasing them into the water, it's not even running; it's just walking. He's just you really think this is? He's like that T-Rex is you really think this shit's gonna work?
I run at 32 miles per hour, bitch.
I mean, to be fair, wasn't that kind of like what the T-Rex did in the book when it first jumped in the water after Grant and the kids?
Yeah, it's it just wades into the water, and I love how it happens right after. It's Lex is he can't swim, and Tim's what are you talking about? Of course T-Rex can swim. And then it's as soon as he says that it jump, it's and then as soon as he says that it enters the water, she's well, how was I supposed to know?
Yeah. Which, by the way, folks, someone did a fun little animatic of that scene on YouTube. If you want to see that scene for yourself, give it a look. I actually did a few animatics of scenes from the book that were really good.
I'm Claire Deering. I know it must be.
Yeah, he also
overwhelming
did
to meet all these new people.
the invisible Carno in the worker village scene from The Lost World.
Adventure.
Yep. And
Certainly
the
was for
infamous
me.
baby scene from the first book.
Trust me, you'll understand.
We're not going to spoil what
Okay.
that is, but
What we have here is a
if you know, you
Brachiosaurus.
know.
It has
Yeah,
long
exactly.
limbs relative to the rest of its body. And what makes it really unique is that it's a warm-blooded dinosaur. I mean, how amazing is it?
We
that
could
in
have
bringing
3
these dinosaurs
brachiosaurs,
back, we're
right?
also learning so
Hunter?
much
Yeah,
about them.
Well, you can have up to 15 of any species in an enclosure. I mean, as far as the actual max population, but in Sandbox, you can have 100 brachiosaurs. Sky's the limit when you give a shit.
Yeah.
Again,
I was just thinking maybe we could do a third one that's based on the Jurassic World variants.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
If you're going with Fallen Kingdom, it's Yukon River with Rana.
yeah, Hunter,
River.
when you're talking, it sounds like you're eating your mic.
I can't help that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you'll excuse me.
Roses are red, violet. Roses blue, violet, red. I have to go to the bathroom.
Your mic absolutely went all sorts of fucked, dude.
I
How
heard
about now?
Okay, that's better because the roses are red. I heard maybe half the words.
How many tranks do you think it would take to knock down a Brachiosaurus, like in real life?
Double the number that it would take to.
Oh Jesus!
Whoa! That
That thing,
thing
like-
That
got
thing's,
house
Ow.
that thing's neck freaked out like one of Davy Jones's tentacles.
Almost like we're
I
going
love
to see that again.
And
That's
good night.
that reminds me of
Anyway.
like one of my. I'm sorry, but that makes me think of one of my streams. You guys remember that one where it was like I was transporting a Giga, and it
Oh.
like it looked like it got flung like whoa.
Yeah,
Hold on,
please be.
I-
It's like in training.
What?
Please be gentle with the animals. The pilot. Yeet.
Whoa! What the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, speaking about going back to the trailer. You want to talk about some of the new dinosaurs we get to see?
Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually I went back and I looked at actually did go into YouTube and take a look at that again, and yeah, that neck spazzed the hell out. That was hilarious.
Like it flung it waved around like Kermit the Frog's arms when he's panicking.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Wacky,
All right.
inflatable arm feeling too.
All right, you were saying about the. Okay, you guys were saying about the damn trailer.
trailer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I like that we get a better look at the Titanosaurs, and
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says, they look cool.
Also, I'm looking at the trailer right now. The scene with the Titanosaurs, it looks like there's a small pterosaur perching on their backs. I mean, those could just be birds, but considering, the thing Nick recently shared today, that we might get a Neurognathus in this movie, I think that's what it could be.
That would be cool. Maybe. I'm kind of hoping so, because that would be kind of cool.
I hope
somebody that
so.
grew
I
up with-
love a Neurognathus.
As-
Oh, yeah.
Might need to
As
make
somebody
this
that grew up
bigger
with
because
walking with
there is one
dinosaurs,
more
that'd be cool.
species I want to put in this enclosure.
Alright.
What's that?
I'm trying to think back to when we saw the herd, and I think wasn't there a Stegosaurus in there?
No.
No, it's just Brachys and Paras.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that should suffice then. Let's hurry this process up.
But yeah, yeah, I really like the look of the Titanosaurs. They look pretty cool. And also, I know a lot. Okay, I know a lot of people don't like the little fins that they have on the parts of their bodies.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, this franchise has never really been about 100% accuracy, and I know some people are going to bring up the argument of like, well, the original movie was trying to be accurate for the time. It's like, yeah, that's the thing. A lot has changed in 30 plus years, people.
Yeah, if we just all of a sudden shrunk down to velociraptors the size of a turkey, you think people... What do you think that would cause?
That would cause a riot. Like, look, this is all, like, don't get me wrong. I'm all for, like, bringing in more stuff that's based into the franchise. I really am. But in terms, this is where I kind of stand on this, boys. Like, and feel free to disagree. But I kind of feel like having the dinosaurs not be 100% accurate kind of adds to the Frankenstein science themes that Jurassic has always had at its core.
Uh-huh.
Because again, like that's one thing about, because again, I recently listened to the audiobook for Jurassic Park while I've been working.
Nice.
Like it's a good way to pass the time when I'm outside at work. Just listening to an audiobook. Like the thing about Jurassic Park is that the original Jurassic Park very much has like I said, it has very much a Mary Shelley's Frankenstein kind of vibe to it.
Wait a minute, how do I
You-
connect this damn... What?
You got around. You put the wrong end in the. It's okay.
Shut
it's
up.
a simple fix.
Shut up.
No, it's fine, bro. I'm not laughing at you. Trust me. Everyone has made that mistake at least once. Even I have. I'm like, wait. It literally happened to me the other night because I wasn't paying attention. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't right. Like, I made the Homer Simpson. No.
Did you
It
see
happened.
that? But anyways, did you see that video that Nick shared that was like going over the possibility of the Adragnathus being in this movie?
No, I haven't yet. I meant to, but I got sidetracked because again I work.
What is it like? The way it's described as looking very tree frog-ish.
I kind of like. I think that's gonna be kind of cool to see that.
Yeah. And I'd like if a Neurognathus, because it'd be nice to see a more obscured pterosaur.
Agreed. I mean, I don't. Agreed. Hi, big girl.
Especially, not just an obscured one, but also just a really weird one.
Agreed. Angiorid are just. Let me put it this way, boys. Let me put it this way to our audience. Agiorid were small pterosaurs that were essentially cosplaying as bats.
Yeah,
we are not even joking.
Yeah, especially
not
since
even
they were technically not believed to be nocturnal, weren't they?
Yep, and they were covered in fuzz.
Yeah, all pterosaurs had fuzz.
Did they really though? I'm just kidding. But yeah, like, kind of. Like I said, I love the look of the Titanosaurs. Oh, get this. Apparently the scene where they need to get DNA from the Titanosaurs because they're the biggest land species on the island. Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Apparently it's going to involve a scene where there's a male and a female getting amorous with each other.
Oh dear.
Well, now. Of all the things I thought I was going to see in a Jurassic movie,
I mean, this could
honestly is not one of them.
I don't think it's going to be like that.
And
I don't think it's going to be.
Well, and with that mental image in my brain, I might need to get the rum.
Already?
Justin, why did you have to phrase it like that?
Jesus, you really do look for any excuse to drink, don't you?
Well, stop saying the shit that forces me to.
Oh, it's 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. Better take a drink.
Yeah, it hasn't even been like what?
An hour.
Yeah,
It's been like 30 minutes maybe.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? You guys can't go a fucking day without making jokes about it. So.
Yeah, we can. We literally have been.
But anyway, going back to the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go.
We need to stay focused here.
Back. Who are we kidding?
So we talk about the Titanosaurs. What do you guys think of the new Quetzalcoatlus design?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of digging it. I mean, I still prefer the one from Dominion. This honestly doesn't look that bad.
I mean, I don't know. What bugs me is that it still looks more like a Thanatos Draken.
Probably. It looks just like it just looks like a random Asdarkid in general.
Actually, with how almost kind of big its, and thick its beak is, it could almost pass off as Hatzegopteryx.
Maybe. Actually, I will say I do like the colors on it.
I do too.
I like that the colors in the beak are based on a hornbill.
Nice.
Like seriously, again, pulling references from nature, I will appreciate that.
Yeah. That's what a lot of good best paleo artists do.
Yet when the movie industry does it, no, it's all wrong. Anyways, but yeah, I'm really digging. I do dig the new Quetzal a lot. I'm really excited to see it seen. Like, I will admit, I do like the bit from the teaser trailer, the first trailer. Like, do we really have to get a sample from an egg? And I just love Jonathan Bailey's character. It's like, I suppose we could get one from the adult, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Yeah.
It's like, good luck trying to get DNA from the adult. Fuck that shit.
I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's like, Asdarkids were no joke, boys and girls.
Yeah, we're talking about flying carnivores the size of a giraffe.
Basically, the best way I put it, because me and Justin were talking about this a couple days ago, the best way I can put it, boys and girls, think of a stork and a bat mixed together, but with the height of a giraffe. Happy nightmares. Mosasaur, really digging the look for it.
Yes, I really like the more kind of whale look to it.
There's been
Wait.
some speculation as to whether or not this Mosasaur is supposed to be the same one from the first 3 Jurassic World movies, but I don't think it is. I think this is a completely separate individual because of how different it looks, which I'm fine with that.
Now we move on to one of my favorite herbivores.
Triceratops.
By going out there and then call her like what you did last time.
All right.
Ow!
Wait, I didn't check the. I didn't even press A.
Apparently you did.
Maybe I gently tapped it.
Second.
Okay, so these guys are going to be a little temperamental, but what the hell?
Well, you're in Sandbox and you have things turned off, so it's not going to be a problem. That's what I'm really hoping Jurassic World Evolution 3 keeps these kind of Sandbox controls, because I love this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But again, we'll get to that later.
Right. So
But yeah, like I said, really, I'm really digging the new Mosasaur. Although I'm really kind of interested. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm
Go ahead,
jiving
Tom.
with the paleo-accurate Spinos.
Yeah, surprisingly, I've seen a lot of work on the Spinos for Rebirth, and I'm like, you know what? For what it is, it's not bad.
My name is
I
George
dig it.
Lambert. Now,
I
you
like the
think that
Spinos
dealing with
design.
prehistoric animals would be a problem.
Like, I'm just happy we're getting
Right.
Spinosaurus in another
Probably
Jurassic
discovered.
movie
But
again.
it's the unpredictability that
And I
really
don't know
keeps us
why.
on our
Maybe it's the
toes.
color scheme,
Sure,
but something
scientists can
about
bring
him kind of
dinosaurs back,
reminds me
But fences
of
keep them in.
the Spinosaurus
Without
from
them,
Planet
the fences, I mean.
Dinosaur.
None of this is possible.
Little. What the fuck?
What can be said about the Triceratops?
There we go.
This is one of those dinosaurs that
Oh, going
really
back to the
defines our business.
Quetzalcoatl scene we
People
see in
wanna
the
see them,
trailer.
and we wanna
This thing is
share
an
them with the
interesting
world.
idea to like
Don't
have
let
it
that
like
fearsome
nest in
appearance
like
fool
some
you.
kind of
Those horns are mostly for
Mesoamerican
defense
temple.
and
Yeah,
impressing
well, I
others.
mean,
Yeah, that
it
is pretty
goes
cool.
it goes back to a
This
lot of the
animal is a
Mesoamerican
star
origin of its
attraction.
name.
Or a
Well,
security
yeah, that's
nightmare
true.
if
It was
turns
named
those
after the
horns on our
Aztec
fences.
god.
Yeah.
Indeed. I will admit, real quickly, because I meant to bring this up earlier, sorry. I will admit
Yeah.
that the one thing about the island plot for this movie that does have my interest on it is the fact that it's actually set in the Caribbean, not in the Pacific.
Really?
Oh, I wonder
Yeah,
if we're
so
gonna
I'm
run
like-
into Johnny Depp.
Don't get your hopes up.
Come on, you set me up for that one.
I mean, fair. Supposedly there's supposed to be like a Spino Triceratops fight scene in this movie.
Oh, really?
Again, I don't know how legit that is. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't, oh well. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it.
All I ask is that just for once, don't make the Triceratops look like a pussy. This thing's a biological battering ram.
Well, to be fair, they really haven't done that bad of a job with the Triceratops, but it's just after the first 2 movies, it kind of got sidelined.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, especially since it's my favorite dinosaur of all time.
Really? I
Yes.
did not know that.
So, what do you guys think so far? This little beginning, just seeing all the herbivores we saw in the first movie.
So far,
Nice.
so
Nice. Probably could use a little more vegetation to fill in those like gaps there.
Probably.
all we're missing now are the Gallimimus.
Ah, crap. You're right. I don't know if
Well,
they
you
can
can just put in,
cohabitate
like-
with these other animals.
Yeah, they can.
I might need a bigger enclosure.
Trust me, you got plenty of space.
For the galleys?
Oh yeah, that's plenty. In fact, I would dare say that's more than plenty.
I mean, I just know how realistically an animal needs ample... Oh, wait, I separated these guys too far apart from each other. Damn it.
Don't worry. Give it time. They'll wander in.
All right. Well, I mean, you know what? One flock of Gallimimus coming up, but I just might need to move them from the actual. What the hell? I didn't even push anything.
Are you using a
control so fast?
The game is disagreeing with you.
I didn't even push the button.
Now you know what it's like for me on my Star Wars streams when I accidentally double click because I'm not trying to, but it happens.
Right above Iguanodon.
Oh, there
That's
it
the
is.
opposite.
Fuck. All right. Well, again, sorry I haven't chimed in too much. Number one, I'm focusing on building this damn park, and number two, I'm just not well versed in paleontology like these guys. I have to constantly remind them. Just assume I don't know anything about paleontology, biology, and evolution. Just explain to me what the fuck is going on.
Never studied.
Tom.
We need 6.
Tom's just like, this might come as a complete shock and surprise to literally and nobody, but I still don't know what the fuck is going on.
That's still one of my favorite Ghostbusters lines.
Agreed. Anyways, but
yeah. Also, like I remember like hearing somewhere again. I don't know if this is true or not. I mean, we know that they have a prop for a dead Parasaurolophus, because I guess the one they've been using for the first 3 movies is no longer available. Right?
Yeah, for whatever. Yeah, they've really been using the. Yeah, not only that, but apparently they're using the Dominion Parasaur design, which is fine. I like that.
I like the post. But I also heard talk that maybe Maiasaura might be included in the movie, and if so, I am all for that because, don't get me wrong, I love Parasaurolophus. At the same time, there are so many different cool hadrosaurs that I'm just kind of getting sick of Parasaurolophus always being the default. Not just in the Jurassic franchise, but just paleo media in general. What was that?
Alright. Released via airlift.
I totally get it. I get it.
I don't
Yeah,
hate
I do to waste some
Parasaurolophus.
play.
I love
I know, I get it. No, I get it, bro. Trust me, I get it.
Plus, apparently Maiasaura had been like planned, I think, for just about every Jurassic movie, but keeps getting cut.
Yeah, like Bumpy from Camp Cretaceous was originally conceived as a baby Maiasaur, which would have been cool to see.
I agree. Plus, Maiasaura was in the original novel.
Both of them.
It's like playing one of those.
Well,
playing one of those crane games. Gallimimus.
Well,
Oh, I wanted a Velociraptor.
well, no, Maiasaura was only not Maiasaura. No,
Beat me by 1
Parasaurolophus was only in the Lost World book.
Yeah. Still.
Yeah.
Counts.
Yeah. For the first book, the 2 hadrosaurs were Maiasaura and Hadrosaurus. Hadrosaurus.
Hadrosaurus.
Yeah.
The namesake for the group.
Yeah. Which
Oh,
does
get this.
kind of confusing at points because in the book, they sometimes refer to the Maiasaurs as Hadrosaurs.
Yeah, it does get confusing. Oh, fun fact, Tom. Hadrosaurus was found close to where you and Justin live. It was found in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was
what
the
New
first
Jersey?
Hey, to be fair, it's the one thing that it's one of the few good things to come out of Jersey.
Well, also, it's just rare to find dinosaurs on the east coast of the United States because of preservation bias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which presents special challenges for
Which
the
basically
ranger
means
team's
that, well, you have to
tasked with
basically the
monitoring
east coast of America during the time of the during the time of the Mesozoic was underwater.
Yeah. But also, let's not also forget, Hadrosaurus was also the first dinosaur to be unearthed in America.
Yup.
Well, at least one that was
USA!
actually,
USA!
at least the first one that was actually a pretty good specimen and not just fragmentary teeth.
Yep.
Yeah, nice little
Yeah.
enclosure going on.
So yeah, I actually do hope Myosaurus included this. Oh, and if those pop figures are anything to go by, we might also be getting Diabloceratops.
And Carnotaurus.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if those Funko Pops should be taken as literal proof. I agree. If it does happen, cool.
I know but I'm just saying because, like, unlike, say, the Mattel toys, the Funko Pop Jurassic Park dinosaurs are usually always ones that are featured in the films.
That's true. But even still, wouldn't be the first time that has lied to us.
Yes, I don't know.
And to be fair, give Mattel their credit. I love the fact that they've been giving us so many obscure species in their toy lines.
Oh, I agree. And
Like I
another
said,
new...
when it comes to Jurassic toys, Mattel has been killing it since 2018. I mean, there's a reason why the Velociraptor and T-Rex get reissued every 6 months.
I know.
All
But,
right. Now, in theory, I should just start covering this with some amenities, but fuck that. This is a dinosaur park. You're here for the dinosaurs. That's my logic.
The worst species in Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. The hairless monkeys with iPhones and a sense of entitlement.
Yep.
But, what was another thing to talk about with the new trailer? Oh yeah, another new dinosaur we're getting is the small ceratopsian Aqualops. Am I pronouncing that? Is that how you pronounce it? Okay.
Yep.
I know
Dolores.
a lot of people. Yeah, I know a lot of people are complaining about how its design looks too similar to the Dominion Microceratus.
Which my response to that is fuck you, it's cute.
That's a little mean.
Hey, I'm past the point of pleasantries. Nice stops at midnight.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am with the Star Wars fan base.
Yeah, it's like, okay, like, I get it. It's incredibly shrink-wrapped, but again, going back to what I said earlier, it's like, again, at this point, I'm not really surprised, so get over it.
Well, no, it's not that it's shrink-wrapped. It's just that,
I mean, to be fair, you look at
Aqualops
Aqualops itself, it kind of does look similar to Microceratus. Not exactly, but still.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest differences is that Aqualops doesn't have as much of a frill as Microceratus.
No, it doesn't. And to be fair, it doesn't really have a frill either. It's very much subdued.
Yeah.
I just personally think it's great we're getting another cute dinosaur in the franchise.
Yes, it's nice to actually see some, like, small ones that aren't Compsognathus.
Especially herbivores.
Exactly. Which, you'd think that's something they'd want to, do more of because, cute dinosaurs means, marketable, and marketable means more money.
Yeah, like basically have like their equivalent of a Pikachu in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now for some teeth.
That's what she said.
Fuck. I keep wanting to press the DNA thing, and I keep hitting just hatching the fucking things instead.
Oh,
Let's
also,
do it.
since we're working on that now, yeah, Dilophosaurus is also a dinosaur that is returning for rebirth.
I don't mind. I'm always had Dilo come back.
All right, now how the hell do I recreate the movie skin?
You got it right there.
This?
Yeah. Solar Del Wasco with Rana. That's pretty much default.
All
I mean,
right,
if you really want to make it darker, like kind of like how it looked in the film, you could always go with Champlain Valley.
Wait a minute, let me double check the requirements. Water, open space, prey. Well, let's try to recreate its. Let's just try to recreate its environment the best we could as what it would live in the Jurassic period.
Well, it lived in early Jurassic Arizona, so
You're halfway there already.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
what about foliage?
Just anything will do.
yeah. But to be fair,
I would say-
yeah,
I would say go with like the tall leaf with the short leaf. Like go over two space. Yeah, that. A good jungly look.
considering I'm pretty sure late Jurassic Arizona was a lot more green than it is nowadays.
And doesn't have the Grand Canyon running through it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
opposite
I say
day.
late-
Oh no!
I say late Jurassic, I meant early Jurassic, because, yeah.
All right. Well, let me know when's good to stop.
Stop!
Okay.
Summertime.
What Justin and my response is like, Justin, banana fight? No!
But
It's opposite
also,
day. Oh no!
also, do we want to talk about the mutants?
Yes.
Okay, because we see
Okay, like I
two.
said-
We got the
Yeah, we have.
T-Rex.
Okay, let's talk about the Mutodon first because
Okay,
the D-Rex is kind of the big selling point of this movie.
right.
So the Mutodon, I will say, probably the closest thing to a dragon we're gonna get in this franchise, and you know what? I'm kind of digging it. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
You know, aside from the small wings and too large of legs, they actually did a good job making this as a believable, like, flight capable theropod.
Kinda. Granted, I don't know if we'll actually be seeing it do any flying in the movie.
I mean, I think we do see it like landing in the trailer.
Maybe.
I'm gonna.
I'm guessing. I'm not sure.
Oh, there's just a scene in it that kind of looks like it like just came in for a landing.
Maybe. I think there's supposed to be like a couple of these things in the movie.
So, yeah.
All right, I don't
Like
wanna be-
like I said, I get why a lot of people aren't really sold on the mutant thing because again, it's like pretty much like it's just hybrids but with a different name, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but it's like again, I'm interested. Like I'm like, you know what? Let's see where they go with this. Because like apparently, so like David Kep said, like he and Spielberg when they were discussing ideas for the movie, you know, they said like, so we saw with the Jurassic World movie with things like the Indominus and the Indoraptor, it's like, you know, like the thing about the Indominus and the Indoraptor, it's like the whole point was like making, you know, dinosaurs that are bigger and badder. So it's like, what if there was something that was kind of like a catalyst prototype for that, you know, because it's like you have to start somewhere, because it's like you look at like the Indominus and the Indoraptor, it's like despite the fact that they're abominations, they still have this very naturalistic feel to them, like they could be believable. Whereas it's clear with the mutants that they're going for in Rebirth, you know, these things are meant to be like, again, Frankenstein monsters that look like they've literally just been put together.
Right.
You know, the idea is supposed to be like they're supposed to be accidents.
Asset transportation in progress.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I said, I feel like it does. I feel like there is like I do get where some people are coming from. It's like this kind of this is something that admittedly a lot of the movies do have a problem with is, like, admittedly, the lore is somewhat inconsistent at points.
Yeah, well, every franchise is bound to retcon something.
Oh yeah, like, let's be honest, that's something that's not something exclusive to Jurassic. Like, a lot of franchises do that. Like, hell, even the MCU is guilty of this.
Well, just comics in general do that.
Yeah, I'm honest, like, the very few times they reference the Incredible Hulk from 2008, it's like, yeah, for some reason they really want you to forget that movie happened.
Yeah, wonder why.
It wasn't that bad. It was definitely better than the 2003 Hulk movie.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I mean, it felt more closer to what the Hulk should be, in my humble opinion.
This dinosaur, the Dilophosaurus, has a distinctive neck frill it can expand when it senses danger. It's also been known to spit into the eyes of its prey, blinding it before it goes in for the kill.
Oh yeah. Hey Red, you want to say your thoughts on the Rebirth trailer, or Hunter? What about you? You want to share any more thoughts?
I'm not nearly as into Jurassic Park as you guys are, but
Okay.
I'm glad that what you guys have seen has made you happy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we are watching. We're still on for Wednesday for Fallen Kingdom.
Yep.
Yes.
Next Wednesday, Dominion.
Well, depending upon when you guys get that stream started, I might be able to be there for that.
It'll probably be about the same time as last time.
So like 9 o'clock ish, or
9:30. Yeah.
9 my time.
9:30. Yeah.
All right,
probably.
I should make it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll let you all know once I'm on my way home from work. Then usually I'll be ready like 45 minutes after.
She will tell Mom, and Mom will tell Dad, and Dad will say, "Not now. I just got home from work."
All right. Okay, I feel bad for. I've been silent as the grave just trying to build this damn thing.
I'm more quiet than you. I hadn't said anything for like the last 10 minutes.
Speak.
All right. Well,
Do you have any thoughts on the Rebirth trailer? Because again, you were the one that kind of wanted to do this.
yeah.
Talk about the trailer.
Nah, you're good.
Well, I can certainly say that. I can certainly say that it has my undivided attention, especially since, like, when I heard about the mutant, I'm just like, all right, this is gonna be really interesting because quite honestly, I found myself very interested by the prospect.
I mean, it makes sense for there to be, like, again, like I was talking with a buddy of mine about this most recently, like about a week or so ago. Like, I think mutants and hybrids again don't feel out of place in the Jurassic series. Again, I think depending on how you execute it, like that's ultimately this is what I said. Like, I think honestly the problems with Kingdom and Dominion, more so Dominion than Fallen Kingdom, at least in my opinion. Again, make that clear. That's just my opinion. The problem is, like, you actually need to execute your ideas, not just, basically not just try and sell the audience on the idea of the concept. You actually have to try and execute it in a way that makes sense.
Which, that's very valid.
It's kind of like the best comparison me and Justin have made in like regards to that. It's think like the Showa Gamera movies. It's like those movies are still fun, but admittedly their biggest problem is the fact that, like, it feels more like they're just trying to sell you the idea rather than actually executing their concepts. Whereas in contrast, the Heisei, Gamera trilogy from the 90s actually executes its ideas.
Yeah.
Does so in a way where it's like it's not only plausible but feels like it could be potential, like it could actually happen IRL. Or another good example is Pacific Rim does the same thing. Like Pacific Rim does an amazing job of making its world feel real, even in spite of the fantastical elements.
Right. Well, that's kind of the point of, you know, of world building is to not necessarily not real as in the fact like this could happen, but real in the fact that it feels lived in. Again.
Yeah, or at the very least, it feels like it could, it has some kind of basis.
Yeah.
Like I said, like ultimately, like that's another thing about Rebirth. Real quick, I do want to say is like I actually am like I said, I'm interested to see where this goes because it's like depending on I think there's a lot of like because the thing about this movie that I think is might help save it somewhat is again if it executes its ideas in a way where it's like what this actually was really good because because when I heard that they were going to do more movies after Dominion, my thoughts on it were okay, if you're going to do this, I'm all for it, but at the same time you got to bring your A game, guys. Like, and when I say that I mean like you actually have to, like here's the thing, I'm all for doing movies where you don't have Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, Owen Grady, Claire Dearing, and all those other guys there. Like, you don't always need to do, like...
Hey, Tom, maybe you could do an exhibit right across from the Dilophosaur one.
There's not a whole lot of space there. Oh, wait.
I stand There's corrected. A ton of space.
I stand corrected. Also, I love how you guys were asking for my thoughts, and you immediately just, like, shut it down. Like, when I barely said a sentence.
I did it. Hunter did.
Yeah, Hunter. That's what true, the fuck, dude? I barely said a sentence.
I shut up now.
All right.
I don't believe you.
All right. So back to what I was trying to say about the damn thing. All right. Sorry, I'm just setting this up. What I definitely find is the most interesting is that I do like just seeing, like, I guess you could call it the progression of how the process of genetic engineering is done in these films. Because, again, we're used to seeing what's more or less a working, finished product. Even to some extent, right. The Indo-hybrids. Things that have a stable physical structure, a good genetic makeup. These things are, for all, even for the Indo-hybrids, for all their issues, mainly doing with their upbringing and their environment, they were stable, functioning animals. The D-Rex, as stated, is a mutant, and it has a lot of things that are... And why won't this trike go over with the rest of them? It's bothering me a lot.
Like I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Alright, but I just think that would be interesting, because this whole thing from the get-go is something of a blemish. And initially, when I heard about this thing, I thought this was... because of how mismatched this thing was from images we were able to glance. Yes. My initial fan theory was that it was a spliced-together hodgepodge of all genetic material that was surviving from every dinosaur they've been able to extract, sort of just using other dinosaurs to fill in the gaps in the genome. And that explained the great amount of distortion, like why a theropod like a T-Rex ended up having a quadrupedal ape-like stance. It's just because like it was getting a little bit of everything, and just it was all shoving all the wrong pieces into the jigsaw puzzle. Of course, now that we know that this is taking place between Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World, I now think this may have been... Alright, I'm gonna get a little selfish here.
Okay.
You're allowed to get indulgent.
Where was I? Oh yeah, but I just think it's going to be a really interesting little change of events. That this is like
Agreed.
what you can consider a real like failed experiment.
Like, yeah, that's very much the vibe we're getting from the trailer, that this is science gone wrong.
And now my new theory is that this thing came about because, well, basically they were trying to just recreate what was just done with older 1990s technology with, well, we'll say early to mid 2000s.
Probably. Yeah, because like, okay, so like the scene in the new trailer, the main trailer, where we see the D-Rex grabbing a guy, that's going to be the opening scene in the movie, as confirmed by Gareth Edwards. Like, that's going to be like the opening scene in the movie.
Nice.
Which again, that's going to be really cool because again, that's going to set the tone for this movie.
Yeah, and it looks like this thing is able to move, but it's just not going to be able to move very well.
I'll put in the water.
Yeah, like
Oh right.
yeah, that's very. I agree, Tom. That's very much the vibe I'm getting from this thing. Like, this thing's vibe to me just says, "Kill me." Like this thing just to me looks like it wants to be put out of its misery.
Yeah, and to me it looks like it was very early attempts, maybe even by Wu, experimenting with genome splicing and just figuring out maybe how to balance out theropods with maybe some quadrupedal species.
I've seen some people speculate maybe there's some beluga whale DNA in the D-Rex, considering how its face looks.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can actually see it. Think about it. Like, think about the Indoraptor. We know it uses echolocation. So where do you think Wu would get that idea from?
Well, it makes sense.
Think about it, boys. Am I cooking or what?
Yeah, again, like I said, this could have just been early tampering to create the Indo hybrids, and Wu was able to make things, more and more stable into a workable animal as he kept going.
En route to pick up the asset.
Because if
Granted,
you look at
it's clear
it as a lineage, because if you look at these things as a lineage to Wu's like constant need for perfection in his work, you can see why he's
doesn't
so
feel out of
twitchy about anything as simple as asymmetry.
Oh yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
though to be fair, that is also taken from the books as well. So, which I did appreciate, because
Yeah,
Wu in
that's
the
true.
book
Like
was
that.
in the original book. In the book, Wu was much a perfectionist. Because, like, quick side note, because there's one of my favorite moments in the book with Wu and Hammond is where he's trying to get Hammond to go with his plans for version 4.4, to which basically means replacing all of the park's current stock of animals because they're real dinosaurs. Like, basically, he wanted to create dinosaurs that more fit the public's perception of them rather than giving the real deal. To which this is like one of the only points in the book where I agree with Novel Hammond. Where he's like, Henry, people don't want domesticated dinosaurs. They want the real thing. And I'm like, okay, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually agree with him.
Again, we stress this is John Hammond in the novel.
Yeah, far
Who was-
different from what he was in the movie.
Yeah, well, because in the book, he's not played by Richard
Well,
Attenborough.
there's certainly something
Right.
special about this one.
If I rec-
It's a
If I recall,
pyroraptor.
didn't Spielberg say, like, from the beginning when he did the Jurassic Park movie, he like kind of always intended to make Hammond more likable in the movie from the start?
Oh yeah, which to be fair, I don't blame him. Especially because, like, let's be honest, you can't picture Dickie Attenborough playing a dickhead villain like that.
Yeah.
Especially, because, like, Richard Attenborough, especially by that point, like, he just, like, remember, this guy played Santa Claus on 34th
did.
Street, the remake.
Yes,
So
he
it's like
did.
I can't picture Santa Claus being a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, American Dad did it for that one Christmas episode, but that was actually funny.
Yeah. Well, again,
Anyway.
American Dad is a comedy, so.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about that.
Delivery has
Yeah.
been completed.
Anyways, but so basically Wu in the book was very much a perfectionist. And like honestly, Tom, I think your theory has a lot of validity to it.
Yeah, it's just because like it could be just because it could have just drove him to just perfect the craft of genetic manipulation. Because let's face it, he's the kind of guy who never leaves well enough alone, and that's clearly carried over from the books.
Oh yeah, because like here's the thing, Wu, I've seen a lot of back and forth discussion saying that Wu is a villain, but I think honestly, BD Wong, who plays Wu, says it best. Henry Wu isn't really a villain, at least not like in the traditional sense of a villain. He's more like, the best way I describe Wu is he is kind of basically a modern Victor Frankenstein. Because again, he does exactly what Frankenstein does in Mary Shelley's original book. He's very much, it's like what Malcolm says. He's so preoccupied with whether or not he can accomplish that he doesn't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right.
And this, of course, leads to, well, problems.
Right. Well, I mean, anyways, that's kind of the whole message of the story of just the story in general.
Exactly. Yeah, Wu, like there's like one of the best scenes with Wu that really shows just how dedicated to his craft he is there's a moment in the book where towards the end where he has a really gross moment of vanity where he sees the raptors breeding as a good thing because it means that he put all the parts back together again. Like
Right.
because he basically sees it as, I did it. I actually created a fully living creature that can survive, and then immediately gets killed by a raptor.
Yeah.
It's actually very poetic.
Right.
But yeah, like it's good. Like one thing somebody pointed out in the that scene with the D-Rex in the new trailer is like if you look closely, you see like there sign. You see the InGen logo, but there's a word with it that we've never seen before that says InGen Logistics Division. I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
Logistics division.
Yep. So it's like, again, with this being set between the events of Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World, yeah, this would be under Masrani's leadership. Because remember, in universe, Masrani bought out InGen after the events of The Lost World because, well, John Hammond and his father, Sanjay Masrani, were good friends.
Right.
Which I actually really do like that bit of lore. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we recently watched Jurassic World, folks, and I gotta say, even 10 years later, Irfan Khan as Simon Masrani is just easily one of my favorite characters in the movie, and it's just a shame he dies.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
seriously. Seriously, Irfan Khan actually passed away a few years ago.
Yeah. Did he like die of COVID?
No, it was something else. Thankfully, it was not COVID. It was... Apparently, he'd always been having underlying health issues, and he'd been doing... It was kind of like what with Chad... It was kind of like Chadwick Boseman with fighting his cancer. It was something that he kept from the public because he didn't want people to worry about him.
The fact that he did the entirety of that phase of it, the fact that he did Black Panther and both of the
Endgame and
Infinity War, and I think he played one other role before that.
In Civil War.
Yeah. All that while fighting. Dude.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman is just the living embodiment of the Giga Chad meme.
Yeah.
He literally is Chadwick Boseman.
All right.
Exactly, Chad is literally in his name. just realized that.
Just now, literally.
What's a Momentosaurus instead? Because if we're doing the Lost World ones.
I want Dreadnoughtus. No, just kidding. No. Yeah, I would say Momentosaurus. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out that's also really cool is I think we're going to see the D-Rex at different stages of growth in this movie, boys, because in the scene where like it grabs the dude inside that containment, it's like, notice how it's big enough that it fills up most of the room. But when we see it later in the trailer, it's like this hulking abomination that's like...
Yeah, it's like kaiju size.
Okay, maybe not that big, but it's clear that this thing's gonna be damn big. So I think that opening to see it as essentially a juvie at least. Like now that we've gotten to see the full render of what it looks like, you know what? Call me crazy, but it makes me think of Leatherback from Pacific Rim.
It has a very similar stance to Leatherback.
Yeah, it's like, again, like I said, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of digging what they're doing with this. Like, I like that this thing looks very creepy, and I kind of like that it seems like with both it and the Mutodons, the other dinosaurs are genuinely of them.
Oh wait, I didn't randomize the skin. Shit.
That's okay. It's pretty much like, I mean, to be fair, we don't really get the best look at the Momentosaurs in the movie, in the Lost World anyway, so we don't really know what exactly their skin tone is. We only really can go off the concept. Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, the best look we ever get of them is in concept art form.
Oh, you want to at least hatch another Momentosaurus?
Why
Yeah, that way we can. Yeah, that way we can have two, like in the game trail scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
All right then.
Before I got into the paleo-curation game, even I knew of the Stegosaurus. Those plates running along its length from head
If
to
you're a
tail
human being and
make it
don't
one
know
of the
about the
most
Stegosaurus,
iconic
there's something
dinosaurs.
wrong with you. I'm just gonna
Our guests are
fucking
gonna
say
wanna
it.
see it. So
Yeah.
make sure you do right by this animal.
Like, hell, even my mother, who doesn't dinosaur, knows about the Stegosaurus, or she just calls it Spike from the Law for Time.
Oh, yeah.
And as for one, and now for one more. I'm getting the. All right. So where is he? There he is.
Okay. Fire talk.
Go back to the skins. If you want to go for like accurate, it's Great Sandy Desert with Rana. Yep, there you go. Yeah,
You know,
because they had that blue in the movie.
That's like, even though the Pachycephalosaurs seen in the Lost World was short, it was still memorable.
Oh no, for sure. Like that's one thing I always like to do with dinosaurs in my stories is at least give them one memorable moment to stick out.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I will admit, that's something the newer movies I feel need to try their hardest at doing. I'll fully admit to that.
Well, hopefully for Rebirth we get that, and from what we've seen, it looks like a lot of them are going to have really memorable scenes. Like, I think probably one of the cool, like, because again, we get the T-Rex swimming scene, and then there's the boat chase with the Mosasaur that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Not to mention, there's also the whole the fact that the Spinos and the Mosasaur are going to be like hunting together.
Oh yeah. That was really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
What the hell are those? They're helping the Mosasaur defend territory, stalk, hunt. Okay, none of what you just said is good. Now, I'll admit that line is kind of stupid, but at the same token, I will also say this. Let's not pretend this franchise hasn't had stupid lines before, okay?
Collecting asset. Asset requiring collection.
I mean, I admit that line does kind of reek of modern Hollywood humor. Kind of like MCU kind. I think we can all agree we kind of want that to just go away. Or at the very least, just take a back seat.
Right.
I don't think I've
Also,
ever hatched a Momentosaurus.
I love it. I love its exit animation. I
I
believe
said-
this. I believe this is supposed to be based on Momentosaurus sinocanidorum.
maybe.
Yeah, fun fact. There's actually multiple species within the genus Momentosaurus.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like just
Fun
having a
fact.
singular
This
Momenchi as sort of like the
dinosaur is
king of its
something
habitat.
special. Seriously, look at the
I mean,
size
fair.
of
It can
this
be fine. It's fine
The
living by it.
Momentosaurus. This thing is one of the
Oh,
largest
no, it's
animals
just-
to ever walk the earth. And now, thanks to the wonders of genetic engineering, it's doing
Well,
just
actually, if
that
I recall,
again.
Momentosaurus, like even to this, like on record, has like this,
Longest
of-
neck of
yeah,
any
longest
invertebrate.
neck of any. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, like pretty much, basically 2/3 of its body length is just its neck and its tail alone.
I mean, even here, like, yeah, that neck is pretty freaking That neck is
Good night.
absurdly.
Timber.
Good night, sweet prince.
Like, luckily, he didn't hit his head against the fence there.
Boink.
Acknowledging asset
Fatality.
Now remember, be gentle with the animal. Yeet.
asset transported.
That is still one of my favorite stream moments, just because like we all generally freaked the fuck out.
Asset delivery confirmed.
I love the Lost World Stego.
Damn.
Yeah.
Transporting asset.
Should
I would say
release
do with them the same.
Or
I,
what,
I would
airlift
say
them?
with. Yeah, I would say airlift. Just easier that way.
Heading to pick up the asset. Asset requiring collection.
Smart move.
How are the beasties doing?
They good. Like I'm really interested. I will say it's interesting to see. Like apparently, like Rebirth is supposed to be set 5 years after Jurassic World Dominion, which is definitely going to be an interesting change of pace because normally the Jurassic movies usually are set in the same year that they take place in.
Yeah.
So to have this set 5 years after the events of the Dominion is going to be interesting. So apparently, I guess the idea is supposed to be that dinosaurs on the mainland have been dying off, like in like the few that are still left are like centered near the equator, which is why why going to this island is a big deal.
Yeah.
Look at this
I've already said.
They explain
know,
why
right?
they're dying. They explain why they're dying off. Like, are they actually like going to bring in the DX virus from the second book?
I'm not sure yet. I kind of don't want to. I kind of don't want them to reveal that because I'd rather go into the movie
Asset
and
has
with.
been collected.
I'd rather go into this spoiler free
I'm Owen, a specialist in dinosaur
Okay,
behavior.
fair enough.
I formed
because I feel like admittedly
bond
that
with
was one of the
raptors.
big things with the
Now,
other two
don't be
movies with
jealous.
Dominion and Fallen Kingdom. I also agree is like I feel like they showed us too
This is
much
the
and gave away too much of the plot.
Thick-headed lizard in
Right.
Greek.
That's a
Which
problem with a
gets its
lot
name.
of trailers
It has a
nowadays. Like,
easy of being this
by the time the
dinosaur
second or
more
even
than a few
second
times.
trailer comes out for like
It's also
movies,
a
you know,
girl,
like
so obviously she couldn't be
2/3 of the
wrong
plot
about
points
being-
already.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, even as much as I love Godzilla King of the Monsters, and it's still my favorite MonsterVerse movie, even that movie was guilty of that with its marketing.
Yeah.
You want to know the worst case I've ever seen?
What's that?
Uh,
Asset has been transported.
the fifth Harry Potter movie. There were like 6 different trailers that came out,
Commencing
and they
asset
showed so
transfer.
many different bits of the movie that when I went to see it,
You could pretty much pinpoint what was
pretty
going to happen when.
Up the entire dang thing. There was like maybe like 20, 30 minutes of it was stuff I hadn't. I almost couldn't tell what I hadn't seen already by that point.
I mean, hell, even Avengers Endgame was guilty of that.
Which,
Granted, I only watched the first trailer for that movie, and then I didn't watch anything else after that. Which is probably why I didn't have as negative an experience as some other folks. Good lord, that thing is just freaking huge.
so you're gonna put another viewing tower in this one too?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Just getting everything set up.
I'm okay. Uncle Bertie, are you dying? If God have mercy on me.
What's that from?
Bernie Mac show.
Oh yeah, I remember that show.
Rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
Uncle Bobby B, baby.
There he is.
There's the tall boy.
I need to start getting ready for bed because I got work in the morning.
All right.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Excuse me.
I love how it's like I love how as soon as he says he's got to get ready for bed, just yawn.
I don't know. I was holding that in for a while, honestly.
What's your
All right.
problem? If we're being boring, just say so. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just getting tired.
No, I get it, dude. I get it. We're heading into summer. That's gonna happen a lot. Trust me.
Well, I stayed up until like 2 a.m. in my 2 a.m. for me last night watching Genshin, and then I woke up at like 7 o'clock because I had to get ready for my mom to come over because she wanted to hang out after her doctor's appointment.
How'd that go?
Neutral for her. Nothing.
No, I meant as far as like you and her hanging out. How'd that go?
Oh, that was fine. We chatted for a while. We had lunch.
Sounds like me when I hang out with my mom.
Yeah.
All right. It's looking.
She had an early morning appointment, and I had an afternoon appointment. She was like, I'm like 10 minutes away from you. Why don't we go grab lunch? Why don't we get lunch in between? Like, sure.
Brad was like, okay, dope.
Yep. All right. See you guys
Bye,
later.
buddy.
Later, buddy.
So now that he's gone, let's talk about him behind his back.
I was thinking about making the same joke, and I hate myself for that.
No, it's okay. I do it all the time. We do it all the time. But yeah, no, like I will say I'm really excited for Rebirth. Like I said, even if the story and the characters aren't that particularly great, I think it's very clear this is just going to be a fun and somewhat scary movie. Because, like, again, I like that. I will say this feels like it's going for an edgy PG-13. Like this feels like it's going to be this feels like it's going to be a tense movie. You know what I mean?
All right, that's it. I'm making an executive decision.
Which is
Okay, I'm making an executive decision. We're not helping Griffin.
Where is he?
Oh, you're gonna move that trike over.
It's driving me up the tree. Also, what do you think of my free build so far?
Messy, but I like it.
Well, I'm trying to break my usual routine of just having straight right angles all the time.
No, I get it. You got to experiment. Oh, I meant to bring this up earlier, boys, but like, so I guess we're moving on now. But it's like, speaking of Dilophosaurus, because I'm thinking on, did you guys see like the baby from Evolution
That looks like a
3 that got
vaudeville act.
I love it!
so. We're just gonna move on to the Evolution 3 trailer.
Justin, the way you said that made me think of Island Buddies Megalodons. Like, so we're just gonna ignore the fact that our group name spells lesbians. I don't know
that's
why. I don't know why, but that's where my mind went with that, and I love it.
Yeah, I admit
Be
this
fair,
isn't the cleanest thing in the world, but again, I'm just kind of just Bob Ross in this.
All right, well then, if you're really gonna go for your Bob Ross rights, yeah, I would say you need to go for that Betty White. That's a Deadpool reference.
I think I'd rather scoop out my own eyeballs.
The only white is the stuff that the executives are smoking. Dude, I don't think that was weed we were smoking earlier. The way the game does not condone the use of drugs. There you go, Tom. I put a disclaimer for you. You're good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tom's like, now don't do it again.
I have a stupid idea.
I
Uh-oh.
like crazy ideas. They make me rich.
I smell... Oh no, I smell trouble. Ah, shit.
Oh, what's wrong?
I hit my headset and it hurt.
Oh.
Dummy.
Hey! Who you calling Pinhead?
I've been wanting to use it. I've been looking for an excuse to put one of these damn things in.
Hey, there you go.
What is
Might have
that?
to delete some of the wall. It's the gyrosphere.
Oh,
You might have... No, you got... Nope, you got it. You had it right. Now flip it. There you go. Always make sure the arrow end is pointing towards where the path end should be. You might need to get rid of some of the water to make it work, but it won't be that bad. Honestly, I do think the gyrospheres are a little better than the Jurassic World Tour Jeeps because they don't bump up against the dinosaurs.
yeah, that's more authentic.
I mean, sure, but I can't... Like, I use the Jeeps... Like, when it comes to the Jurassic World vehicles, I use the Jeeps for very specific stuff. Like, for the herbivore enclosures, I usually stick to the gyrosphere. For the Jeeps, the Jeeps I tend to use for, like, more like carnivores or stuff, like if I'm trying to recreate something like the Gallimimus Valley exhibit. Oh, Henry Loomis. That's Jonathan Bailey's character that he's playing. I don't know why. It just all of a sudden the character's name just popped in my head. Oh, supposedly that the character of Dr. Henry Loomis is supposed to have some kind of a connection to Dr. Alan Grant.
Really?
We don't know what that is just yet, but apparently he's supposed to have some kind of connection to him. I'm like, I wonder if this means like maybe he's like a former student or something.
Maybe.
I mean, I think that will be pretty cool.
Or maybe an old rival.
Maybe.
I don't know how old is this actor compared to Sam Neill?
There we go.
Good question. Let me look him up real quick. Let's see. My phone. Google. I said Google. Fuck. Let's see.
I'm not really going for any 5 stars on this one. It's just like, I think with the visible fencing,
That's-
it's good to infer that people can see these animals just fine.
Right. Jonathan Bailey is 37 years old. Born April
Okay, so he's
25th,
much younger
1988.
Okay, so yeah, he's
I
much
mean-
younger than Sam Neill.
Well, remember, Sam Neill was in his 40s when he did Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And
How
to
old
be
is he
fair,
now?
Sam Neill has. It's been 30 plus years, Justin. You do the math.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Suck at math.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, now you tell us. I don't do math.
All right.
I don't speak German.
All right. I suppose to take a little break from building this damn place.
Might as well.
I
So
guess.
load it up. Let's see the work y'all been doing.
Well, no, I was just going to pause so I could actually give some of my actual thoughts. Because
Oh,
I've
my
been,
bad.
I've been quiet as a church mouse trying to build this damn thing.
All right, well, start talking.
Well, I do
Goodness.
think that one of the things I'll be completely honest. When I first saw the Jurassic World Evolution 3 trailer, I was completely too distracted to notice any damn thing else until, other than like the addition of the waterfalls and like the terrain editor, because I was too fucking focused on the infant dinosaurs. Guilty as charged. They're adorable. We've been asking them forever, and Frontier finally gave them to us. And if you're seriously complaining about it now, fuck you.
Exactly. They're cute. That's matters. Love them with their big squishy heads.
They're
Yes.
they're adorable, and I just want to pinch the cheeks of the baby Mosa. God gave me 2 hands and 1 chance to boot that snoop, and I'm not very good at math, so fuck it.
No, that's literally everyone right now. Okay, not to derail the conversation, boys, but I'm not gonna lie. Because of the baby mosasaurs in Jurassic World Evolution 3,
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to replace Tylosaurus with Mosasaurus in my trilogy now.
Well, again, let's.
Because like, think about it. How cool would it be, like, the mosasaur gets free into the wild and she reproduces asexually and has a baby?
What about? And let's not forget the little trikes. Their little nubble with their little horn dubs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're actually getting petting zoos. Yay!
Yeah.
Although I imagine it'll probably be like the movie where it's just the herbivores. I feel like with the baby carnivores, like, let's be honest, like, Tom, you said it earlier, even though it was with the baby mosasaur, it applies to the baby theropods too. It's like, God gave me 2 hands and 1 opportunity to boop that snoot, so I will take it. I don't care if I lose a hand.
Whatever happens next is entirely in the hands of the baby.
Yeah.
At least the babies are cute.
Also, what about the little baby raptor chasing its tail like a dog?
Oh my god! I love the baby raptors with their big heads.
Yeah.
Like, the thing I love about the babies in particular, boys, like, I love that, one, they have much smoother skin compared to the adults, which makes sense.
Makes
They're
sense.
babies.
Yeah.
But I also just love how big their eyes are in comparison to their heads.
Yes.
Like, oh my, like, dude, I loved, like, in the initial trailer, I loved seeing the baby Allosaurus, like, playing with its mom. It's like just chewing on her horn, and she's just like, just endure it. I saw that, all I could think is just, aw, look at him, that little apex predator in training already kicking in.
Actually, the way it was like kind of like gently biting on the mom's crest, it kind of reminds me like when you see baby lions in the zoo, like, you know.
Yeah.
Bob said the same thing.
Going on
He said it reminded him of his cats.
Yeah, when my cats
The-
were
you
kids,
know, like-
they would always do that to the mother.
Yeah, always like kind of like bite like their ear or something.
Oh,
Well, to be fair, Justin-
what about the little Carno headbutting the fence?
Yeah.
And then the mom headbutting.
Yeah, that was funny.
The baby's like, look, Ma, I can do it too. Amateur.
Well, that pussy shit, get the fuck out of here.
You realize that when we start playing that, so one of us is going to make that joke now.
You're
Alright, that's a
welcome.
little better, I guess. I'm not going to... Oh, that's right. That's a little better. I guess I'm not going to scold you twice for the same thing. Whatever. Jurassic World 3. We're in China now. Deal with it. Which is ironic considering China is going to be one of the locations we can build in.
Also,
Yeah.
like, I'm glad the Quetzalcoatlus is coming back.
Yes.
Babe.
Also,
it's
again,
getting
I'm
baby
just,
I also
food.
look,
I
this is all I'm
also
going
love
to
that
say.
the babies are fluffy. I also love that the baby Quetzes are fluffy too.
Yeah, but this is all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
We better have the option to have the baby Raptor Squad, or I'll rage.
Right? But I'm pretty sure most dinosaurs that have movie skins will apply to the babies too, or at the very least I'm hoping they do, because I want to have Junior from the Lost World.
Well, they did say, like, with breeding, like, each baby will inherit some kind of trait from its parents.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and just pardon the
But I'm just
pun,
hoping-
I just really
but I-
wanted to get my thoughts out because I was being so bad about it.
No, I get it.
Oh, that's good.
No, you're good. But I think I'm kind of hoping for sandbox mode, like if we do get to if we're given the option to just have babies without needing to do the whole breeding thing. I hope we get to choose the skins for the babies is what we're hoping for.
That would be nice, yeah.
But don't get me wrong, like I'm definitely interested. I think the breeding mechanic is interesting. Again, like the babies will inherit their skin and patterns from the adults as well, which is going to be interesting because it means like the babies could have very interesting combinations. It's like, so that's going to be interesting to see how they play around with it. Like now they had 7 species of the 82 species that are going to be in the game at launch. Only 7 will not be able to breed. Now, I'm willing to bet that one of those is going to be the Indominus Rex, since we know that's going to be in the game because it was confirmed both on the game one, because it's an icon of the franchise at this point. Of course, it's going to be in this game.
But having said that, there's nothing saying they couldn't change their mind and add breeding for it later.
Maybe,
Indy.
but the
Give me baby Indy, goddammit.
I mean, I get that, but at the same time, I'm just saying it would make sense that the Indominus wouldn't be able to breed because, well, hybrid animals in real life can't breed.
Right. And there's also the one thing a lot of people are thinking that probably another type of animal that won't be able to breed are probably the smaller species, like say the compies or the Microceratus.
Which that makes sense. Like trying to keep up with their babies would just be way too chaotic.
Yeah, I still want them included because I love my small dinosaurs.
I think it's safe to say like those two in particular will probably be in the game.
I'm pretty sure most of if not all of the movie dinosaurs will probably be in at launch.
Yeah, at the very least, the ones that actually matter.
Also, can we just talk about the buck T-Rex nuzzling one of the infants?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's not the buck skin, but I do get the sentiment, and I agree. That is just adorable.
I just call it
like I love how it's.
I just call the male T-Rexes bucks now. Okay, fuck you.
No, I get it. No, it's fine. I'm just messing, dude. It's like I get it. It's like a reflex.
Yeah.
But no, I do agree. Like, what's also really cool about when it comes to actually nesting is like so like how apparently the nesting breeding thing is going to work is like basically to get your dinosaurs will only be able to breed for very select periods of time in the game, which again makes sense. Real animals in real life are like that.
Yeah.
But there are some things you need to do. Like one, to get them in the breed, you have to max out their habitat requirements, which admittedly bit of a big order, but considering that it does look like the maps we're going to be building on in this game are going to be huge, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But also, each dinosaur's ability to nest is also going to vary, which I do like. Like for example, Triceratops, for instance, they will only breed if they're not cohabitating with other species. Apparently, when it comes to making babies, they don't want other dinosaurs around.
Which makes sense. Parents would be incredibly protective like that.
Yeah. Or the case of the Tyrannosaur, get this one. This one makes sense too. T-Rexes, you're going to want you need to make sure their nests are out of the view of things like viewing galleries and whatnot. Which again, makes sense for, given that, predatory animals in real life are like that. They keep where their nest and where their babies are hidden for a reason, because again, they invest a lot. Predators, more so than any other animal, really invest a lot of care into their babies.
Yeah. Oh, one more baby. I thought that was absolutely adorable. Baby Bracky. We get little fun.
Oh my god, I know, he's so pudgy.
Sweet little baby Brachiosaurus.
I love that we saw the baby Dilo, which I know a lot of people are disappointed because they were hoping that the standard Dilo would be the baby and we would get a big one. And I'm like, why would you think otherwise?
I mean, at the same time, when I saw it nuzzling under its parents' frail, I was like, okay, all is forgiven, Frontier.
Agreed. Oh, get this! That footage only came about because of a documentary that BBC was doing on here.
You know.
So thank you to the BBC.
They didn't give us an inside look at some more new species. Speaking of which, you want to talk about the 2 new species that are confirmed?
Wanlong and Protoceratops, which, like I said, when I saw the Protoceratops, I'm like, Justin, you better pick up that fucking phone because you just called it.
Yeah,
I mean, I wanted Protoceratops in the last game because, well, I said this to you in depth before. It's a dinosaur I've always been fond of since I was a kid.
Same. And I love that apparently the adults are going to be big compared to humans. So hopefully this means we'll get some really cool fight scenes between some fight animation between them and the raptors.
Yes, recreate the fighting dinosaurs.
I love the memes that have spawned from Protoceratops being in this game. Like, one I recently saw was Kung Fu Panda 3 meme. Our battle ended 65 million years ago, Velociraptor. Well, now I'm ready for a rematch.
Took you long enough.
So, I hope they give it the ability to come back, because again, just so
I
we
think.
And it,
Well,
like
Justin,
I said,
considering that the Ceratopsians have always had the ability to fight back, so I don't think they're going to skip out on Protoceratops just because it's smaller.
Right, and has no horns.
I mean, the only one that doesn't fight back is Microceratus, but again, makes sense considering it's fucking tiny.
Yeah. So let's just remember, Protoceratops had a really strong beak. Because remember, the fighting dinosaur find showed that the Protoceratops practically almost bit the Velociraptor's arm clean off.
Not to mention, it wasn't as small as people think it is. Like, Protoceratops was about the size of a sheep.
Yeah. Which makes sense, since, raptors were about, like, coyote size, so...
Exactly. Pardo! Toro Demon. I love that everyone just... I love that... I just love that everyone calls the Dominion Skin Demon after the Jurassic Park 1 toy from Kenner.
I'm gonna make one as Demon and the other one as Toro. It's like they were rescued and now they're living out their happy lives here. What do you think?
That is the cutest. I'm fine with that. I also love that. I love that. Dude, there's just so much about Evolution 3 that I'm loving what we're seeing so far. Like, I said, we're getting baby dinosaurs. We're getting breeding. We're getting better terrain tools.
And modular building.
Okay, I'm going to say that I've already said this before, but I want to say it since we're on stream. I'll admit the modular building is probably the one thing not super hyped about.
Well, here's the thing. They are going to have buildings that are... Okay, sorry.
I know that. Like, hold on, but let me finish. I know there's going to already be pre-built stuff, but here's the thing. While I'm not super hyped about it, don't get that twisted, everybody. I'm happy that it's in the game. Don't get that twisted. I am happy that it's there. I really, really am. I know that's something a lot of people want, and I definitely, and I get it, because that stuff is cool. So it's like, I'm definitely interested to see what people that are good with that kind of stuff, like Best in Slot, are going to be able to build.
Yeah, that's why I think they're going with a good middle ground here. They got the more modular building for more, hardcore park builder. But then you also got the already built buildings for like guys who are more casual.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm hardcore, but at the same time, like, I would say I'm kind of in the middle, where I want to make good parks, but at the same time, I'm just more about having fun.
Right.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
But don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely think the modular build, like I said, I am happy that it's in the looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. Probably try my hand at it.
One thing I actually like, because I know this was something a lot of people wanted with the last two games, is that it looks like the guests are actually going to interact with a lot of the amenities.
Which, yeah, that's definitely cool.
Because we actually see more like of guests sitting on like benches or sitting on tables in the restaurants.
I agree. That stuff is cool. Like, that's something that is something I do agree we desperately needed.
All right, so Demon's gonna be the temperamental one. That makes sense, given what he's been through.
Right? I mean, dude's got a broken ass horn.
Yeah, how do you think that happens?
Probably a fight.
But yeah, another one of the new dinosaurs that's been announced for the
It's Guanlong.
DLC is Guanlong. Yeah, that's what I've also wanted. Guanlong is a cool dinosaur.
Nice.
Oh, it is.
Taurus. You could recognize his
Oh, by the
predator
way,
immediately by
fun
the
fact,
horns
some
on
of you
its
probably
head,
have already
which
seen
give it a
Guanlong in a
real
movie
rock and
before and
roll
you didn't
appearance.
realize it.
Those
You know those
powerful
raptor
things
things
get
that
this dinosaur moving as
Yep,
well.
those raptor
So
things that attacked
probably
Manny and
best
them
to
in
stay
that
out of its
movie,
way.
turns out
This
Guanlongs.
dinosaur is
Yeah.
so menacing.
What?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
those
pretty
aren't raptors.
surprised too.
And
I was like,
Which I mean, it's easy to like mistake it because their crests aren't like that
wait,
noticeable.
what movie?
Ice
Ice
Age
Age
3, Dawn of the
3.
Dinosaurs.
Oh.
Those raptors aren't actually raptors. They're Guanlongs. Why is that a big deal? Because Guanlong is actually a relative of T-Rex.
Yep, it's a pro ceratosaurid
Good night,
from
Demon.
China.
Yep. I also like that I also will admit, I think it's cool that they're giving the Guanlong feathers.
Yeah. Well, if I recall, do you think Guanlong actually did have evidence of feathers? But I could be wrong.
No, I think it did too. Which makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, my first introduction to Guanlong was Dinosaur Revolution,
Acknowledging asset collection
which,
request.
yeah, the scenes of them are ridiculous, but you got to admit they have a really cool design. They had a really cool design, which were clearly inspired by cassowaries.
Yep. Proving that this movie is nothing but a knockoff of Cocoon. That's a movie where monsters cocoon people, right? I'm just kidding. I've actually seen that
Asset
movie.
transportation in progress.
It's actually really good. I would highly recommend it. But yeah, anyways. Now, but yeah, I do think, like, I will admit, I like the look of the Guanlong. And again, I like that, like, with the male and female, we are seeing differences between them.
Yeah.
Like, that's another thing I'm really digging. Like, we're actually seeing sexual dimorphism.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. I know a lot of people have not really been too big on the male Triceratops design. I don't know, like,
I like it. I like
think it
the
just-
more flared out head crest and the sharper horns. It makes sense that those would be traits you would find in the males that are constantly going to be competing for the right to mate.
Delivery has been completed.
kind of get where people are coming from with it, but at the same time, it's like, I think really the frill only looks funky depending on what angle you're viewing it from.
Asset delivery confirmed.
So I was recently looking at that footage of, like, the dinosaurs interacting with their babies earlier today.
Yeah.
And it's like, honest shots we see of the male in that video, even though it's like a minute long, doesn't look that bad, honestly. It looks pretty decent, all things considered. Like I said, I think it's just really cool that we're getting, like, male and female models, which is gonna make making her diverse herds so much more fun now.
Yeah.
Which is why, like I said, I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should hold off on my species profiles because of this now. But, thankfully everybody's been, like, a lot of people have given me their thoughts, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just go ahead as planned and then just make updates when the game comes out.
Do I not have enough sand in this enclosure?
You might want to just put more. I don't like sand.
We already made that bit.
I know, that's all I'm gonna say.
No, but no, I've always said this, but I genuinely fucking hate sand.
Dude, preaching to the frickin' choir. That's why I don't go to the beach anymore. I'm sorry, but like without getting too gross, but getting sand in certain parts of your body with male body hair, it just, it sucks. Chafes like a mofo.
Yeah, there's a.
This looks less like. This looks less like. Looks less. Oh, I love this social.
Move, 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 move.
This looks less like sand and more like salt. Considering we're in the desert, it's probably both.
Apparently, I'm just salting the earth so nothing can grow.
Whatever. It's the Mojave. It's the California desert. Nothing was gonna grow here anyway.
But yeah, another one of the standout things for, Evolution 3 is definitely definitely the terrain tools.
Oh yeah, it's crazy some of the stuff they've come up with for the terrain tools.
Yes.
Dude, that is like, the terrain tools I am very excited about because, like, this is gonna make park builds even more fun now.
Yes. It's like,
so.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry. I can wait.
I was just gonna say, one of the things that really got me excited is that you could create waterfalls in kind of a similar way to like what you could do in the old Zoo Tycoon games.
Right? That is super cool. Like, I absolutely love what they're doing with that. That looks so friggin' good.
Yes.
This looks good too. This is as close as you would actually want to get to a Carnotaurus. Oh, it's the feeder animation, but because one's done eating, it looks weird because there's just a floating piece of meat.
Yeah, it's one of the pieces gets stuck on its head.
Yeah, which is just funny. Like, again, also I know some people have pointed out that with the adult dinosaurs in Evolution 3, it looks like they're keeping a lot of the same social animations. I'm okay with that. Like, they put a lot of effort into that, so might as well keep them in.
Yeah.
If we're getting the addition of animations with the infants, that's a fair it's a fair trade.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing: the babies are gonna have interactions with each other and the adults. That's already impressive work.
Yeah, I know a lot of people saying they kind of want more social animations because after a while just
traffic
seeing the
block.
same anime. Oh boy. 'Cause a lot of people say after a while just seeing the same animation playing over and over does get kind of boring.
Oh no!
I mean, fair, but at the same time, it's I'm not I think, but who knows? Maybe we will see some new stuff.
Maybe.
Again,
I've
keep
heard
in mind.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I mean, keep in mind a lot of what we're still seeing from the game so far is still early alpha build stuff.
I'm sorry, but the way this Brachiosaurus just paints me like one of your French dinosaurs.
Bro, I mean, like one of your French dinosaurs. They're moving in herds. They do move in herds.
But yeah, so fuck, what was I gonna say? I mean, maybe an idea what they could do to give us more social animations is maybe, well, I've heard some people, this suggested by some people, is that maybe have it that each social animation is based on the dinosaur's mood. You could have a playful social animation, an aggressive social animation,
I'll admit that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I made a good gyrosphere
Maybe
track
like
at least.
Indeed.
Maybe like if they're feeling really, I don't know what the word to use for this, but say they just want to nuzzle.
Feeling affectionate.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it. I mean, whether or not we get it, again, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Like I said, like either way, I'm really hyped for this. This looks really good.
Yeah,
Like I said,
agree.
I think where this game is going to shine compared to the first two is I think they made the right decision. And I know this is going to sound contradictory, but hear me out. I think they're making the right decision by only sticking to current console generations. Because it allows them to, because I think, I say that because like I think by only focusing on modern console generations, you know, like PS5, Xbox Series S and One, you know, modern gaming PCs and stuff, I think it's going to allow them to really, it's what's allowing them to make this game what it is again. Because like because I feel like if they tried using the new terrain system in the second game, I don't think. But make that work for older consoles like PS4 and Xbox One. Like, I don't think it could handle it.
I just noticed that the tail is much more nubby on the Jurassic Park 3 Brachiosaurus.
Yeah, I've always noticed that too. I'm not really sure why it is, but at the same time, it's kind of cute. Like, the JP3 Brachie in general is just very chunky.
Yeah, we also see Paras are also going to return because of course they are. I mean, they're in practically every movie.
I mean, to be fair, Justin, Parasaurolophus is, along with Triceratops, T-Rex, and Velociraptor, is one of the long-running veterans of this franchise.
Yeah, but I just hope they still include some of the more obscured movie dinosaurs.
They probably will. I'm just hoping my beloved Maiasaura doesn't get cut.
Yeah.
I hope Utah Raptor makes a return. I love that thing in this game.
I think Utah Raptor's has a high probability of being brought back because that one's a community favorite.
Can you imagine?
That's the thing.
Can you imagine the infant Utah Raptors?
Oh my God, yes, little fluff balls of doom. Because, like, one of the things that a lot of people are wondering, are the babies going to be able to attack people? Because if so, I can just imagine how much fun we could have with that. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's killing you. You're just like, no, I'm allergic to adorableness.
Aww.
It's like the baby's killing you, like that scene in Carnosaur, but instead of you freaking out, like instead of the truck driver freaking out, like screaming in pain, he's just like happy face, like, "Aw, he's so cute, even though he's eating my intestines."
Yeah.
That makes
Are there any other dinosaurs you kind of hope make a return for the third game?
I mean, there's quite a few. Like, I'm trying to keep my speculations down because, again, I don't want to disappoint myself. But I do think that
I would if I could, but I can't, so I shan't.
I mean, at least you're honest. Like, don't get me wrong. I get why a lot of people are doing it, but it's just like, I've seen a lot of this discourse turning into arguments, and it's just like, I just choose not to engage with it because I don't want to get into a fight over something that's really not worth it in the end.
I guess.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, like, do I think some dinosaurs that get cut could potentially come back as DLC? Yes, there's always that possibility. But like I said, whether or not it would be a scummy decision or not, it depends. Because at the same time, think about it, do bring some of those dinosaurs back. That means they give us all new animations with them because they have to bring in a baby model. So it's like you think
Right.
about it, it's like it does kind of make up for it because you're getting a whole bunch of new stuff for, a small price tag.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
for all,
that's
I mean,
true.
maybe all these cuts because they just ran out of time to get all the animations for the different infant models for the species they were planning.
That, or I think the more likely explanation, Tom, is just that they just wanted to cut down the work, which I get that. Like that would just be like, because remember, Evolution 2 by the time it ended has 122 species. Like holy shit, that is insane. And keep in mind, the first Jurassic World Evolution ended with a total of 68 species by the time that game support for that game came to an end. The fact that we had nearly almost doubled that by the time the second game ended is incredible. Like that is wild. So yeah, like I said, if they had to cut the roster, like, because here's the thing. So we know, like, obviously, like a lot of them, they have confirmed that a lot of the movie species are coming back because obviously.
Right.
So, like, yeah, nobody was surprised by that. So it's like, there's really no point to act like we're shocked. And, like, there's no point to go, oh, shock. Oh, no. Oh, Tyrannosaurus Rex is coming back for Jurassic World Evolution 3. Shock horror.
Well, it's not just, well, we know T-Rex is going to come back, but there are others, like,
Well, yeah. Yeah, but you get what I mean. Like, there's no point in acting like we're surprised about, because let's be honest, nobody really is. We kind of expect it at this point.
By the way, are any of my favorite dinosaurs in the game community faves?
Honestly, I'm not really sure. I think ultimately I think what's going to count as a community fave depends on, like, who you talk to, because not
Yeah.
everyone in the community has the same favorites, but I think they're mostly going to go, I think when they say community favorites will be part of the initial 80 roster, they probably mean like the ones that are the most popular with like, the community as a whole. Which again, that makes sense. But here's the thing. So like I said, they have said the roster will include returning movie species like they mentioned T-Rex, Velociraptor, Indominus. Community favorites. But here's the real big highlight that makes this interesting and why I think cutting the roster isn't a big deal. Is they have also confirmed there will also be new species, because obviously we have Guanlong and Protoceratops, but that makes me wonder what other new additions we're getting. Like, that's the exciting part. And I'm like, okay.
Frontier, if
like,
you're listening, if you're listening, have Plateosaurus there on base game. If you don't, I'm gonna yell about it.
He said it. He said the thing. He's been saving that joke for the last 3 days.
Yeah.
All right. Now, honestly, I have no idea what to put in here. I just started building an enclosure.
How about Baryonyx?
I've my mother.
I was trying to build something simple so I could focus on speaking about the game and like all the Jurassic news, and I've been dog shit at that.
Why not? How about Ceratosaurus?
Oh, yeah, that could work.
That's simple. That enclosure should be fine for like. Ooh.
Oh yeah, we did get a Ceratosaurus cameo.
Yeah.
Which I'm thankful that Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory have given this dinosaur more love.
Yeah, wish they would do that with some of the other, like, dinosaurs that didn't get much to do in the previous films. So,
Someday, Corythosaurus, you'll get noticed again.
well, also Mamenchisaurus and Pachycephalosaurus.
Yeah, fair. Fair. I'm kind of okay.
And
like,
half the
okay,
and half the herbivores we got in Dominion, like Iguanodon.
All right, I think we get the picture.
No, to be fair, I actually do agree with him on the Iguanodon thing. I really kind of wish they gave it more to do in the movie, but I'm not going to harp on it too much.
And same with Microceratus.
I mean, I'm just thankful that actually finally showed up in a movie, considering that's one of Colin Trevorrow's favorites.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anyone says about the Microceras design. I think it's cute in an ugly way. I love the design Frontier gave this guy. Like, it still feels like something you'd see in the movies, but it looked like a Ceratosaurus and not just a T-Rex with a nose horn.
Well, they're all something
Yes.
special. But this
Well,
one
to be,
stands
I mean,
out
to be
because of
fair, the
horns
one
on top of
in,
its head. It's
you know,
called
the third
Ceratosaurus.
movie was pretty
It
much
kinda
just a
looks like
last minute
slightly
addition.
smaller T-Rex, but its
Yeah,
bite
it was
is
originally
probably about the
originally it
same.
was supposed to be a Carnivore.
Yeah.
But people suspect the reason they swapped out the Carno for the Cerato was because of Disney's Dinosaur the year before. But, shit, I had a point and now I fucking lost it. Oh, but
you
like-
know what? You know what? Since I roast Hunter all the time for his aim,
Fuck you. And I mean
Anyway.
that with love, buddy. Oh,
Okay,
now I remember.
Alright.
So, one thing I think is going to be really cool about the campaign is they have confirmed that it's going to be like the first game, that it's going to be non-linear, so that's fun.
Confirming contact.
that was a great
Now,
shot. You gotta
in terms
admit.
Good. So, in terms of locations where we're going to build in the campaign, we've actually got confirmation. We're going to be building in Japan, Indonesia, China, Malta, Italy, the Azores, and three sites in North America, specifically Nevada, Montana, and Hawaii.
Oh, damn it. That would look perfect. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
You're the expert armor player. You're supposed to be able to aimbot him.
Yeah, where'd you go? The Stormtrooper Academy of Shooting?
Okay, Justin, one of these days I'm gonna have you pick up this damn controller and fire this fucking thing.
Justin's like, meatwad, cry me a river, bitch. Oh, I
Still,
think.
you
Oh,
motherfucker.
Oh, come on. You had it. You had it.
Oh, I got tired. Mother!
Trespass-
Can I have a real?
Skills
Okay,
up, Tom.
okay, Frontier. One of the, if you're taking suggestions, might I suggest a real crosshair?
Hey, guys.
Oh, and another thing, Frontier. What a better way to transport smaller dinosaurs.
Oh
I
my
don't
god.
think we need a,
Just use the crate.
yeah, I mean, I don't think we need a copter to carry a compy that's literally only the size of a house cat.
No, like, don't get me wrong. As ridiculously funny as that is, even I'm still to this day like, you don't need to do that. Just have someone walk in with a cat basket.
Yeah.
Just pick him up and just put him in the cat carrier. Like, all right, get in here. It's like, come here, you're done, idiot. Something I think is really cool is like one thing I noticed, like I pointed this out the other day or yesterday about this, boys, and I'm like, the fact that we're building in Japan and the Azores, I'm like, Frontier, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there.
What's the Azores?
It's basically the Hawaii of Europe. It's a chain of islands off the coast of Eastern Europe or no, Western Europe. And the fun fact, the Azores was actually a location that was mentioned in the original Jurassic Park novel because Hammond said they had purchased an island there that they were going to start construction of Jurassic Park Europe. So the fact that the Azora Islands and Japan are two places in the campaign for Evolution 3 that we're going to be building parks on. Coincidence? I think not. I had to. Seriously, I love when they throw little Easter eggs like that in there. That is so cool. Boys, you best believe that because we're getting those places, you best believe I'm going to be building Jurassic Park Japan and Jurassic Park Europe.
Hmm.
Like, we're fucking doing it. We're doing it on stream.
Question: How
Aw.
popular? Aw, look at them sleeping like little angels.
Sleeping like big angry babies. Oh, not sleeping. He's angry.
He heard you
I just
talking.
love the.
He heard us talking shit.
I don't know why I love the Carnotaurus goat hunting animation because it just fucking yeets it with its head. Yeet us, delete us. I love the scar details on Demon. Dude looks like he's been in a few fights.
Yeah.
Seen some people kind of now, like, sorry, real quick, back onto the topic of locations. I have seen some people a little disappointed that we're not going to be building in South America, Australia, or Africa. That said, maybe they might do like what they did with the first two games, and we might get DLC expansions that allow us to build on those continents.
I mean, that would be cool.
I mean, hey, if we're going to be globetrotting, might as well cover might as well cover the globe.
Yeah. Also, Frontier, please don't cut Styracosaurus, Edmontosaurus, Melicephaly, or Megalosaurus.
I mean, you can cut Megalosaurus, but keep Cryolophosaurus.
Okay, fine. Keep Cryolophosaurus.
But
I do
No,
like
I'm just kidding.
Megalosaurus.
Oh no, I do too.
Wouldn't it be amazing if they brought back all 120, the full roster of the 122 plus whatever they're gonna add from the other movies? Now I'm trying to decide what to put in this one. And I'm of one of two species.
What?
T-Rex.
All right, I guess that settles that.
Ooh, I have an idea for what you can do for T-Rex.
Hmm?
Put 4. 1 based on Rexy, 2 based on Bucking Doe, and 1 based on the JP3 Rex.
AKA dead homie.
I'm gonna need we're gonna need a bigger cage.
Well, to be fair, the desert map is actually not too bad when it comes to space. Because again, mainly because we don't need to have forest. I just love like the joke of the JP3 Rex being referred to as our dead homie.
Yeah.
All right, you think
I
this
don't
is
know
big
why
enough?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Asylum it's big.
After this, you want to do another herbivore enclosure?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the baby Quetzalcoatlus again. And you know what they make me think of, boys?
What?
What?
Think of penguins with how fluffy they are.
There we are. They need forest.
But again, I will say, Justin, the fact that they did specifically say that there's going to be new species of the 80 roster.
Wait, how
Yes.
how am I supposed to give them forest?
Oh no, that's the thing. No, on the desert map, you don't have to give dinosaurs a forest need. That's the beauty of it.
Oh.
You just cater to every other need.
Well, I'm going to try to figure out like a good forest area for the T-Rex.
T-Rex doesn't want to be fed. He wants to hunt.
I said forest. I'm gonna go with these since they look like because this is the closest to like I mean, I imagine these trees were around in prehistoric North America.
I mean, they're still around today.
Mm-hmm. So, what were you gonna say?
The fact that they did specifically mention that the roster is going to have new species, not just returning ones, does have me hopeful that maybe we'll see things like Plateosaurus, like, give us some new body types.
Well, and some new species, because again, prosauropods were one of the things that was lacking in both games.
Yeah, but like I was mentioning this to Tom earlier before we started streaming. one thing I've noticed about the evolution games with Frontier, I will die on this hill, is with each successive game, you can see that they're getting better at making them. Not only are they getting better, I feel like they're getting more confident.
Okay.
Like, I know some people are like, what are you talking about? They've done like these kind of games before. It's like, yeah, but nothing as big as an IP as, say, Jurassic. So it's like, with an IP like that, there comes, there's going to come a lot of, there's going to be expectations. Yeah, you're going to need at least 4 goat feeders because there's going to be 4 in there.
They want to hunt.
Well, also just the more animals you have in the enclosure, the more the live prey goes up. Especially with the big boys. I will say, using the species thing to like narrow it down, I think is a really cool feature.
Like, do you think
Oh no, go ahead.
I was like, do you think Tarbosaurus might return? Because some people said it might not, considering Hidden Adventures was taken off of Netflix.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not canon. I mean, to be fair...
No, I think it was confirmed that it's no longer canon.
To be fair, that always just kind of bothered me about that special anyway. It's like, what's the point of having this exist if it's not canon? I don't know. Maybe...
If they are gonna put in the Tarbosaurus, I always say, like, maybe they could. Oh, I can't remember. Did I ever ask you this? Like, do you think it's possible they could do with the Tarbosaurus, what they did with, the Mamenchisaurus and Ceratosaurus?
I mean, they could, but I think they would probably more just stick to what is the actual official design. Since that exists and it's pretty much a visual representation of that animal, whereas Mamenchisaurus and Ceratosaurus were only seen for like not even 30 seconds each. I'll say this, I'm still not the biggest fan of the Tarbo's design, but it's not the worst thing they could have done. Like, for what it is, it's okay.
Alright, you guys want me to just airlift these Rexes or release one?
Release the beasts. I mean, they're big enough targets that your guys can hit them, trust me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna release the bucket dough first.
Which is why I find it funny in like the opening prologue scene for Dominion, like those guys chasing Rexy, like, I don't see it. Like, how do you lose a 7-ton carnivore? And like, they're like, settle down, kid. She can't run forever. I'm like, she didn't even run. She just walked out. She's like, fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm sorry, but when even the T-Rex is heckling you that you're a bad shot, you know you failed. I love this.
There isn't a more iconic dinosaur than the T-Rex. Even people who don't know the difference between herbivore and carnivore know all about the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And when you see her up close, feel her gaze, you understand why the T-Rex was the ruler of the Cretaceous period.
Somebody asked me, Justin, recently about my species profiles I've been doing for my JP trilogy, like the ones I did recently for Jurassic Park itself.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine asked me,
Actually,
is there
you
a
know
reason
what?
you're not using... Is there
You know
a
what?
reason...
I need to. I need to go on my redemption arc. Watch the birdie.
What were you saying?
Somebody, like, a buddy of mine was asking me, is there a reason, like, why I wasn't using movie skins or variants? And I'm like, you know, the actual models or skins from the movies. And I said, like, just because I don't want to. I want to, like, I'm not trying to be the movies. I'm just doing my own thing. To which he's like, okay, you know what? Fair enough.
Oh, that should have been a hat. That's bullshit.
That's very bullshit. Ooh.
Mother. Oh, there we
You
go.
almost got, oh. Whoa, lucky shot. Settle down, Tom. You can't run forever.
Damn it. That was way off. There we go. Almost. Oh.
Oh, come on!
The aiming is okay, in my defense, the aiming is wonky as fuck.
Now you can't give me shit.
And good night. Good night, sweet
You owe
prince.
me, you owe me an apology. But I know you won't.
Well, in my defense, of our group, I'm the only one who actually has ever shot a gun.
I've shot a gun before.
Oh,
And it's
never
been
mind.
a long time since I have.
So all I'm hearing is I'm not getting that apology. Got it. Sleeping here tonight.
And good night.
Good night, sweet princess.
See that? I've redeemed. Okay, I count that as my redemption.
Bullshit.
Hey, I got her on the move.
Our time will come.
Asset to be collected.
But yeah, I do think it's like it's hard for me to be pissed because like, oh my god, like what we're seeing just looks so good.
Yeah, I know.
Like I said, like I get why people are, like I said, like I didn't mean to sound like I was being angry, but it's just like I said, I get it. It like here's the thing. I don't expect a product to be perfect. I just expect it to work. And like I said, at least with the Jurassic World Evolution games, I've never gotten the same vibe from them as I do with like Call of Duty. Where like literally for the last decade, boys, Call of Duty has literally just been the same game every year with very little changes except for cosmetics. And it's like it just gets to a point where even if you're a diehard fan, even if you're a diehard fan, like there are friends I know that are fans of COD, they're just like, yeah, this is just boring at this point. Like give me anything.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Unfortunately, the ridiculous prices Activision has been giving has made it impossible for me to play the good ones.
Oh, for sure. Hi, Rexy. How you doing, girl?
Oh, it's gonna be non-stop roaring from these damn things.
Well, that's what they do.
Alright, I've done this before, but I'm just gonna do it again.
I love how Tom made the joke. It's like paleo-accurate T-Rex, silent, stealthy, killing machine. Tick part. Booga 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 booga. Scott. Sue. Scotty!
Whoops.
Rexy U. What's the U stand for?
That was a typo.
Stand for yo mama.
I'd give him the name we gave that other Rex that one time, Arnhem.
Barnum?
Yeah.
That it?
Arnhem. Yep.
Yeah, named after Barnum Brown, the guy who discovered T-Rex.
Alright, I'm just trying to find the differences between this bull skin and the buck.
Well, for one, Buck is definitely. Yeah, he's the Buck is definitely darker,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. Like you could really tell. Like this is like I always got the sense like feels like a young animal. Again, I love the fact that like Matt Stan Winston's brother Matt made the joke that the T-Rex in JP3 is Junior, all grown up. Then immediately followed up with, nah, we're just kidding. That's not actually the case.
Yeah. What was?
Yeah. And yet some people on the internet still took it as gospel fact, even though the man literally said in the next breath, no, that's a joke.
All right, and now we can get a good look at the. Oh, I thought we were gonna get.
Oh.
Oh God. Goaty, no.
Goaty, yes.
Oh, ass first.
I'll say
that-
this: I like that the goats in this game actually run, whereas in the first game they just stand there and accept death.
Here's.
Speaking of Stan Winston, there was one of the promotional images for Jurassic World Evolution 3 showed a restaurant called Winston's.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, oh, I see what you did there, guys.
All right, I'm getting a
Man,
good
hope
look at
that's
that.
a rep-
Oh, I did not like how his head was following me.
Tom,
Yeah,
stand
like
still. Their vision is based on movement.
At least until the next movie.
Yeah. You want to know what I think? You want to know what my headcanon is for that? I think that's just particularly Rexy, because she was one of the first bred Tyrannosaurs. I think she did suffer from what could be considered like a little bit of a defect in her eyes, which could explain why she's so sporadic in her movement, to kind of compensate for her compromised vision.
Well, here's the thing. If you really think about her scene in the movie, when she's attacking the car, she's not really being... Like, somebody pointed out, it's like, this is probably the most stimulation she's had ever since she was put in her paddock.
Yeah. It wasn't even like she was it looked more like it was an animal playing with a toy.
Yeah, she
yeah.
seemed to be more curious of the car, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The problem is
yeah,
that you got something the size of a semi-truck moving your vehicle around. Ooh. Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh, yes, I love watching them. Love the social... This is one of my favorite social animations.
So how would you describe this family dynamic here, since we have 2 males and 2 females?
I always see Rexy as like the big sister, Buck and Doe are the married couple, and if we want to pretend that the JP3 Rex is Junior all grown up, he's the son/nephew.
They're like a happy little pack.
Which is a terrifying thought to think of.
What, something this big hunting in a pack?
Yes. That's something I would like to see in a new Jurassic movie. Hunting megatheropods.
Yeah.
Could be like
So,
that scene in
like, if
Prehistoric Planet with the Edmontosaurus.
Like, could you imagine that? Like, that would be... You gotta admit, boys, that would make for a cool scene. Just, like, characters having to try and outwit a pack of megatheropods like that.
Yeah.
Like, so... You could even make it, like, you could even have it be sort of like that scene in, like, Land of the Lost, except where they're the same species. Like, oh my god, they're cooperating as a pack. It's fascinating, but terrifying!
I've always been wondering of one thing. So, the doe, she's clearly a brighter kind of tan color compared to Rexy. What do you think might be the cause of that?
Rexy's just older.
I think it could just be, like... I think it's mainly the fact that no 2 animals are literally going to be the same. That, or I think, okay, like obviously, I think the in-game reason for it is because, you know, you want Doe to stand out from Rexy.
Well, I mean, these are all meant to be like they were in the movie.
Yeah, because
Right.
Yeah, because Doe was even kind of a brighter color than Rexy was in the movie as well.
I mean, for the few times we actually get to see her color in the daylight.
This is Buck, right? The more muted
No, I
green.
No, this is the younger one. This is the, as everyone calls him.
It's so hard for me to tell. Okay.
No, it's. That's why you have me. I have an eye for this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, want the next exhibit to be another herbivore exhibit?
You know what, as a cruel irony, should we make it an Edmontosaurus? Oh, wait, we're sticking with movies, right?
Well, technically, Edmontosaurus does exist in the movie canon, so it counts.
All.
Well, it's also one of the species listed in Jurassic World.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't know, I just wanted to stick to ones that we actually see on screen.
Okay, fair. We could have a Thesaurus paddock. Ooh,
I
you
was
could even
thinking
have it
with
be,
the
you could have it be
What?
Corythosaurus and Ankylosaurus.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, but then maybe also throw in like a Patasaurus just for good measure.
Yeah, I could see that.
And maybe
And then
Stiggy Moloch as well.
Nah, I would say put
Oh.
Stiggy and Sinoceratops together since they were both in Fallen
Okay.
Kingdom.
Yeah, that's probably better.
All right. So one question is: have we covered everything we wanted to talk about thus far?
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, because I just checked the time. and We've been going for almost 3 hours.
Yeah, I think it now's. Yeah, we could always just pick this up at another time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe next week. Maybe next week sometime.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, hopefully.
Wait, who's?
Hopefully,
yeah.
I gotta check who. Oh, Scott's the alpha.
Well, he was the first one in, so.
Yeah.
He's a regular alpha male. Another SpongeBob reference for you.
Yep. Yeah, so you still want to show Hunter, our finished park?
Yeah. Once we, but first I'm just gonna conclude this. So this is a conclusion to the podcast / park build. Sorry, I didn't do a whole lot of talking, guys.
It's fine.
That's okay. That's why we were here.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, looking forward to the movie. I might go see it.
Oh, I'm
You know,
definitely
if
gonna
not
go
on
see it
opening
for-
day,
if
then
I-
definitely on like the first weekend. But
Oh, for sure.
yeah, if you go and see it, let us know what your thoughts on it when you come back and watch this. I'm definitely getting Jurassic World Evolution 3. I'm going to be saving up for that. But until then, please do those things we
Right.
YouTubers love to beg our audience to do, which is leave a like, comment on the VOD, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I think that's pretty much it. So without further ado, this is the last call from the Game Tavern. Have a lovely, lovely time of day because you're all lovely, lovely people.
Last call.